Hey everybody, we live. Y'all do me a favor, like this video, share this video, call your mama, your grandma, everybody that hate Trump, everybody that like Trump. Go get the kids too. No, don't get the kids after the first 10 minutes because I'm about to cuss somebody out first. Let me get my folks on MX Network on and we get this show started. I hope everybody has had a good week. I know I haven't been around. I've been busy, y'all. But my week has been good. I hope y'all week been good. I hope it been real productive because mine has. Hey Denise. Shout out to everybody on MX Network. Okay, you guys. So the way this is going to go for anybody, if you're new in here tonight or you're watching this after the fact, if you do not want to watch the commercials on YouTube, you can go to the description of this video and you can click in, go over to MX Network, and you can watch the live over there so that you don't have to watch any of these commercials, right? Shout out to you, hey Walter, and hey Lady Elect. So y'all do me a favor. Somebody says, my son said that's my Michi. Tell him I said, hey baby. Y'all, we're going to get into a conversation this evening, okay? Everybody seems to be stressed out. Once again, I want to bring everybody together. Let's woo-saw, okay, all together because it's a lot of bullshit that goes on in the news. It's a whole lot of stuff that they say to us that's not necessarily what they say it is, okay? So we're going to talk about these tariffs. We're going to talk about the effect on you because that's what really matters, right? We want to know who this affects. Does it affect you? Are you worried about a recession? Like you hear people talking about all of these things. So I just want to come and put a real perspective to this. I might and we got to talk about, we gonna have to come back to these immigrants again. Shout out to freedom over equality. But we're gonna put this into perspective, you guys. Okay, everybody gets emotional. You hear a lot in the news, but we're gonna talk about it from a perspective of how does this affect us as the individual American, right? That is our concern. Okay, so we're gonna talk about that, and we are gonna circle back sometimes this week almost over, maybe next week, and we're gonna come back to these immigrants because we haven't had this conversation in a while, but they still getting rounded up. People is in trouble inside the FBI and everywhere else, giving information, leaking news about where bus gonna be. They taking people down. They raiding Amazon warehouses and stuff. So it's still a lot going on with the immigrants, y'all. I ain't forgot about that, okay? While I still enjoy my tacos at least twice a week, I have not forgotten about the immigrants. So we're gonna have to circle back around about that, okay? Before we do get started, though, y'all do me a favor, like this video, share this video, subscribe if you have not, hit that notification bell, okay? I do want to quickly say to somebody who I know you watching, hey, bitch, I know you watching, so I want to say this. So I love tacos too. I do too. And people be like, Michi, if they all leave, what you gonna do? I can make my own goddamn tacos. Tacos is the easiest thing to make. Tacos ain't hard to make. Hell out of here. Shout out to Deborah. Shout out to you. Thank you for the first super chat of the night. I appreciate that, Deborah. But I want to say, somebody said she's still talking about you. Yes, Freed, you already know where I'm finna go, right? So shout out to Helen. I got an email, but let me say this to Helen and everybody else. Y'all do not have to send me emails, okay? If you see that Goddess Masterpiece is talking about me, like how many weeks is we in? What is we 6 months down the road? This bitch is still talking about me. You do not have to tell me. You do not have to send me the links to her videos because I really honestly do not care. Okay. This is the thing. She wants to be a factor. Okay. Right now she's watching and she's probably like, oh my God, she's saying my name. She's talking about me. Oh my God. So that she can say somebody keeps talking about her. I don't know what the fuck she said about me. I do know that y'all sent me an email. Y'all said she was talking about me. She said that I'm a scammer now and that I don't help nobody in the community and something to the effect, I guess, that I be scamming y'all with fear mongering and selling y'all $800 survival kits. So I just want to say something to that really quick. But I want to say, David, can you keep my name out your mouth? Like, try this task for the week, girl. Just stop talking about me. Like, we already way down the road. Isn't this how you got in trouble in the first place, girl? You got in trouble because you said something, sneak dissing me when I thought we was cool. I done a lot to help your bum ass, okay? And you're steady talking about me. So I let it go at first. And then you kept bringing my name up every damn day for like 5 days in a row for a whole week. So then I finally responded to you and gave you what you want. And now all of a sudden, oh, I'm the bad guy. Girl, stop messing with people. And then when they respond, act like you're a victim, okay? And here we go again. Ain't nobody thinking about you, and you still running your mouth about me. But I want to say something I think is quite interesting about people. Let's have let's have a teachable moment right now about people, their personalities, and people's skills, right? Because this bitch could use some help with hers. All right. Shout out to you, the Prince of Paraphernalia. Yes, I did. I have not gone to go get it yet, but I got a notification actually today that said I had a package. And when I seen it, I was like, oh, that must be the candle he said he sent. So I will be going to pick it up tomorrow. I've been running errands. I didn't have a chance to go by my UPS store and get it, but I will pick it up tomorrow. I did get a notification that the package was there. And I assume it's the one you sent me because I ain't expecting that from nobody else. I mean, unless some more y'all send me some stuff, that would be fine if y'all want to. Shout out to Walter. Thank you, Walter, over on MX Network. Shout out. Thank you for that super chat. Always showing love. So one thing I would say, I find it really interesting, you guys. Now, y'all tell me if I'm right or I'm wrong while we give folks a second to get in here before we get into the real crux of this show, right? This is just the prelude for the show. This is like, you know how they have like a like at the Super Bowl, they had a halftime. This is the before time show, so we entertaining right now, giving you a chance to go get your popcorn, your drink, or whatever. You might not want to go get bourbon, because I heard that shit is going up because of tariffs, but it's a whole lot of other shit you can drink. Don't worry about it, okay? But I just want to know, why is it that when a person praises you for everything that you do, they think that you are the bee's knees in this motherfucker, right? Why is it that when all of a sudden you don't mess with them anymore? Because let's be clear, Goddess Masterpiece did not stop messing with me. I told her, I'm not fucking with you no more. Every 6 months, you do this bullshit where you try and sneak this and talk bad about me when I'm not even thinking about you. I'm not messing with you. I think we're cool. I'm not doing anything to you, girl. And you do this. This is the last time you're going to do this to me. I took the bitch off my page. I blocked her. I took her wrench away. And I said, I'm not fucking with you no more. I stopped messing with her. So it's funny, though, as soon as you stop messing with people, all of a sudden you're the opposite of everything they always said you were. Now, this is the thing. For those of y'all that have been watching me, haven't I always been the same Michi all these years? I've never changed. I've never changed. I've been talking about survival products and supplies for years now. Matter of fact, when I first brought the survival stuff to the table, I was actually living in a whole nother house. The house I'm in now, I've been here almost 3 years. So many years ago, I've been doing the same thing. I've never changed, have I? So if I'm a scammer and I'm playing the people, bitch, why wasn't a scammer then? I want y'all to think about this for a moment. Why wasn't I a scammer back then? Nothing I'm doing has changed. So if I was scamming people, if my classes all of a sudden are bullshit, why did you brag about everything I was doing and my courses and everything for 4 years, chick? Why did you brag about them for 4 years? Now, all of a sudden, my classes ain't shit. Ain't nobody learning nothing just because you ain't take the information. Funny thing is, she be over there selling the ragged ass candles. She learned all of that from me too. I told you, bitch, you my child. You my son. I'm your dad, okay? Because even the spiritual shit you do, you learned in my spiritual class. Everything you do, you learned from me, except for how to put them dumbass wigs you be wearing these days on, okay? So I don't understand that. So this is the thing. Her audience ought to really think about this for a moment. Thank you. Right. But I be using people. I be scamming the community and stuff like that, right? So this is the thing. So I've always been the same person. When you haven't taken a class from me, bitch, in years. So how would you know what my boot camps are like? Things with business and online is forever changing. Actually, my boot camps are amazing. They're way better than the shit that I taught y'all a long time ago. We have so many advances with AI and just different things. The boot camp is way better than what y'all learned because we didn't have all of that shit back then, right? You haven't taken my class in like 3 years. But if my class was crap when you took it 3 years ago, wouldn't it be some bullshit then? Wasn't it bullshit then? So then why did you go around for all these years promoting my class? So you was promoting a scammer? You was promoting somebody who had a bullshit ass class, who was teaching nothing? Like, that's what it sounds like you're saying to me. So were you lying to the people for 4 years when you said, Michi is the realest. Michi is the only one helping the community. Michi has done so much for me. Michi, I appreciate her. Michi's classes are dope. You should take Michi's classes. I got a website because of Michi. My cousin got a website because of Michi. Shout out to Michi. Shout out to Michi. So were you lying to your people for 4 years? Or are you lying now, bitch? Now that everything you said about me, you want to say the opposite about me. More than likely, you're probably lying now. And see, that's where a person becomes whack, because no matter how much I dislike a person, I'm still going to give them their credit for what their credit is due. For as much as I don't like Tariq, when I don't agree that Tariq's not doing a certain thing, then I say, no, that ain't really what it is. But hey, the nigga definitely doing this. But I've always said the problems I've had from the beginning. See, you can't ever be a real one, you fake ass bitch, because you don't even know how to give credit when credit is due in the realness. You can't even find any real fuck shit to say about me because I've never done anything to nobody or to you. So now you have to make stuff up. I find that amazing. Now let's have a quick conversation about my so-called scamming survival shit that fear mongers people because of the end of the world. Okay. Let's talk about that real quick. If you actually go to the homepage right now on my page, there's all kind of products there, and you don't see anything priced there for $800. First of all, okay. Now, do we have stuff on the website that expensive? Absolutely. We have generators. Bitch, generators ain't cheap. If you can't afford one, don't buy one. We do have big ass packages of food. Dehydrated buckets of meat. It's dehydrated. It'll last for up to like 20 years. We have meat, we have fruit, we have vegetables and everything else. And it is survival food that will last up to all of these years that you only add water to. Now, let's inform this crack baby, along with other people that are in here that may be wondering, like all of her trolls that watch her talk shit, and now y'all probably over here with her. That's not fear mongering, because I say all the time that I'm not telling you to get these survival products because the zombie apocalypse is coming. I actually say that all the time. You do know that in Katrina, they could have used that for people who were stuck on their roof. If they had that book bag or that bucket, they could have gone up there with bottles of water and they could have made themselves something to eat. You do know that the survival kits and the bug out bags that I talk about, when the fires just happened in California, there were people in my chat that, because of the information and them being prepared, they actually were able to leave their home with their most important things to start over because their house burned down in Altadena. So what the fuck do you mean that the knowledge I'm giving is fear mongering about shit that don't happen? Bitch, survival is about every fucking day. You can have a natural disaster and need this stuff. When we went through COVID, there wasn't food on the shelves that people needed. There's a lot of things that happen. Power can go out. You know, with these tariffs, Canada was threatening to turn y'all damn power off in New York, where this crackhead bitch is at. So at the end of the day, if the power goes out, guess what happens? You can't use debit cards. You can't swipe shit. So you know what's going to happen? The stores are going to lock their doors, and they're not going to let you in if you don't fucking have cash. And if you don't, you can't go to the ATM. So I don't know what you're talking about. There are many reasons why people would need these survival things and skills and supplies, and it has nothing to do with the fucking end of the world, you dumb bitch. And the truth is that I have people in my chat over the years that have actually used these products, and they've come in handy, and it has actually helped them in current situations that weren't the end of the world. The fuck you be talking about? I love how a person tried to tell a half-ass story, but always want to down talk some goddamn body. If you don't want to be prepared, bitch, don't be prepared. I don't give a fucking fuck. That's like you telling me I'm a scammer because I tell you you should be armed. Then you want to go get you a rifle. You want an AK-47, and you got to come off $1,200. That bitch selling $1,200 guns. Bitch, that's what the fuck the gun cost. Either you want the motherfucker or you don't. I don't understand your logic, bitch, other than the fact that you broke. Because if you wasn't broke, you would have bought some of them survival supplies, because your dumb ass probably gonna need them. You can't afford them. That's why you talking down on me. But you want niggas to buy them dollar store candles you fucking got at your place that you got over on TikTok shop that be sitting around in roaches in that funky ass motherfucking New York crib you got. And you want to wrap that shit up and bubble wrap and send niggas dollar store candles that you be dazzled with shit from $5 and below. But have the nerve to talk about me. Girl, if you don't shut the fuck up. Now, with that said, hi, goddess. Go get a life. Quit saying my name. This is your challenge for the rest of this month for 2 more weeks. Can you just go live and not put Michi in your live anywhere? Can you just not say my name? You've been saying my name and been obsessed with me for 4 years. Now I don't fuck with you no more, and you still can't keep my name out your mouth. You have a problem. Did you ever go get that mental evaluation like the judge told you need to go get? You too busy talking about me. Go get your mental evaluation so you can see your kids again, you dumb bitch. You worried about what I'm over here doing. It's always a nigga mad because somebody in the Black community is able to sell products. Oh, she just selling y'all stuff. I guess I should put up a GoFundMe and beg for donations. Like you was begging, bitch. I should just ask people to cash at me so I can live. Oh, God forbid I actually give you something for your money. You can buy something for me. I don't have any GoFundMe motherfucking up. I'm not begging for my audience to give me money. I guess I should be more like you, huh? Because there's something wrong with giving somebody something for their motherfucking dollar. And for your information, bitch, unlike you, because you don't listen to all the advice I gave you in my fucking class, I don't just sell my products to my audience. And I hope that doesn't break your heart. I sell my products on a TikTok shop. I sell my products also on Amazon. So there are all races of people that buy my shit all day long. That's called real business, bitch. I'm not in the business of just coming over to YouTube and just talking to people on here and selling my products to the Black community. You know what the color of money is? Green, bitch. And I get everybody's money because more than just Black people need to survive. So am I scamming the other folks too that's non-Black? Yeah, all the Black folks do is come in the Black community and take the Black folks' money. Shit, 9 times out of 10, the money I get, I'm going to end up spending on the Black community. You know, that money I get from selling my products, I use it to help you pay for your storage. You remember when you needed some money, you broke, bitch, and you was about to lose everything, and I sent you $500? Or when you was in Texas and you were struggling and you couldn't eat, so I sent you $150 and told you to have a good day. Like, you know, when you was broke and you needed a free ticket to the Black agenda and all the other people I let in for free, or how I came out of my pocket $7,000 to throw the Black agenda on top of all the ticket sales we had. Yeah, I'm a scammer. Most of the money I make from my businesses, I put into the Black community. Because trust me, the ticket sales never pay for nothing, girl. It pay for 1 ounce of something. I always end up paying for the rest of the event. This is why we haven't had an event in a while. Because I'm tired of spending my money on a community that give me their ass to kiss right after I spend all my money. Bitch, I'm going on a cruise this year. I'm not spending my money on every fucking body who didn't turn around and act like you, bitch. I'm gonna go on a cruise this year instead and take my family on a cruise instead of spending that $7,000 on the community. How dare you, bitch? The money I make from my business always go back into helping the community. While all you do is cry, talking about, I need $200. Could y'all help me? Y'all hit the cash app. Bitch, what you will never catch me do is begging. But I will say thank you for the super chat. Shout out to the Prince of Paraphernalia. Shout out to you. Thank you. Thank you for schooling my wife and I about DH Gates. She took your class in February 2023. She passed in July 2023. I'm staying positive. And shout out to you. Shout out to your wife. Shout out to her as an ancestor. I hope you know that she is still with you, and that you don't know that she's gone. I hope you feel her energy, that when you sleep, you dream about her. I hope that she kissed your face and you can feel it when you're laying down. I hope sometimes when you're in the house, you hear her call your name, because she is not gone. So let me say that to you, and I send you my condolences. I know it's been a hard time since she left. He been around a while. The Prince of Paraphernalia, he has been around for a long time, selling stuff online. So shout out to you. You know, you be doing your damn thing. So shout out to you, and shout out to your wife. She's still with you. She's just not in the body. Okay. So with that said, y'all, we will give this chick no more of our attention. Okay. Just try to keep my name out your mouth. But for real, y'all ain't got to send me no more emails. Don't send me no emails. Talk about me. I know she's talking about me. I don't care. Okay. So I unsubscribe from her. Like I suggest to y'all, anybody who don't like me, when you unsubscribe from somebody because you've been watching them, because bitch, yes, I used to watch you. I thought we was cool. I was trying to support your little raggedy ass channel and give you a view, bitch. But when you unsubscribe from somebody, you guys, just in case y'all need a pointer, they're going to still put their thing through your feed, because the algorithm says you've been watching this person. Them 3 dots in the right top, click them and say uninterested, and you'll never see that shit again. And that's what I did with her. So I don't see her shit no more. So if y'all don't tell me, I don't know. So please don't tell me. I know y'all know I like to be petty, and y'all just being petty with me, but don't send me no more emails. Don't tell me shit else about this raggedy bitch. Okay. Thank you very much. Now, with that said, y'all, like this video, share this video, subscribe if you have not. If you've already seen about 3 commercials, I don't know, maybe you have, maybe you haven't, and you don't want to watch them and shit, you can come over to MX Network and you don't have to watch the commercials at all, and you can watch this show. All right. So, y'all, let's get into this conversation. We will see. If I drop the link. Now, if I drop the link tonight, it will not be panel style. Y'all, we got to learn to get these panels together. We got to get the panel together, okay? Shout out to somebody in the chat said, can they have my cash app? Because one of the moderators put my cash app in there. It's $, and it's my name. I appreciate it. But we got to learn to get these panels together because y'all be, I love talking to y'all, but y'all be doing a lot. Y'all always over talking. Y'all be taking off the mic. Y'all was heated. You know, the Umar Johnson conversation kind of, yeah, it opened up a wound for a lot of people. All y'all niggas was mad at your baby daddies. All the baby mamas was mad at their baby daddies. It was a real crazy conversation, okay? But if I drop the link, and we will see if you guys want me to towards the end, just to get your opinion, we will do like we did before. I will take a few calls. One person could come up at a time. You got 5 minutes, and after that, that's it. I'm not going to be in here all night. And that's if I even drop it. We will see how the conversation goes, and if you guys would like to add something to this conversation, I find it always interesting to see where you guys are and where your thoughts are at because we're having this conversation. The things I understand, I'm trying to impart in you. So if it's something you don't understand or you want to bring, you know, a different perspective, I always want to hear it, right? So we will see. So how many of y'all are worried about a recession? Huh? Because everybody's running around talking about recession, and a lot of y'all is upset with Trump. So y'all just want everything that Trump say, you know, y'all want to be upset with it and everything like that, right? Y'all want to get into y'all mood. Y'all upset he's shutting down the Department of Education. Y'all upset that he's, you know, taking away all of this stuff. Shout out to you, Perlia. I think I said that right. Thank you for the cash app. Right. And then we talking about these tariffs. Shout out to, look, I'm trying to start the show. And here comes, why Dr. Tracy coming here with this love? Shout out to you, Dr. Tracy. Thank you so much for all the love you show every time you come around here. She says, listen to me, Michi X. Unfortunately, if we only have people telling us how great we are, how talented we display our skills and how successful we have become, then sadly, we will not grow. In other words, get used to it. This is true. This is true. You know, it's funny. Shout out to Romeo. Thank you for the cash app, showing love for Do Nation. This is true. We were actually talking about this in our Wednesdays spiritual group with our tribe, and we were kind of bringing this up. And I brought up that for every greatness that you have in your life, and for people that have been brought to great aspects of who they are, it always comes through adversity and pain. So we don't need to always dismiss the darkness. If it was not for the darkness, you would not actually know what light is. If I think anybody that has a purpose and has something that they have to do, you have to fight for that. And most of us that are walking in something greater, we have a journey of pain that brought us here. My pain made me the woman that I am today. And so you're right. It comes with the territory. So you're right. I don't need people telling me I'm great all the time. I just don't like fake ass bitches who smile in your face. You know what I'm saying, Dr. Tracy? You know, I know you're a doctor and stuff, but you got to want to slap people sometimes. I know you probably keep your composure and you don't, but I be wanting to slap people. That's why I just stay in the house so I don't go to jail. Don't smile in my face and then talk about me, though. I thought I'd help your ass. Give me my money back. I'm about to send this for a $1,000 cash app for my money back. But thank you so much, Dr. Tracy. I appreciate that. But y'all, how many of y'all are in a state of the fear mongering that goes on, right? So the news keeps saying this, and you know I don't watch TV much, so the news is saying it enough though that I have actually heard it. So I know for those of you that are watching, you have heard it as well. Okay. So they're telling you there's a recession coming. We have this tariff war. How many of y'all understand what's going on with the tariffs, y'all? So let's talk about the tariffs. Let's explain that once more in case people don't understand. Shout out to Tara. Thank you for that. Thank you for all you do, darling. We are grateful, and I'm grateful for you. Thank you. Thank you for all your support. I'm grateful for y'all and all the love y'all show me. There would be no me without y'all. If I hit live and only 35 people was watching me, y'all, you might as well call me Goddess Masterpiece. Okay, I'm gonna stop. Shout out, somebody said yes. Okay, when are eggs going down? Okay, so again, I'm gonna leave that there because I think that's an important part of this conversation, right? So everybody is upset about inflation. Everybody else is talking about, these tariffs. So let's talk about the tariffs first of all. Let's understand tariffs are when Trump is putting tariffs on these other countries, that means any goods that are brought in from that country, there is a higher tax on it. So who's going to pay that higher tax? The businesses are going to pay that higher tax that want that product to then give to the consumers, which is us, the American, the average person out there. You working, you spending your money, you want to know when the price of eggs is coming down. That's you, right? And so understand that they say, well, that price is going to be passed over to the consumer and we will ultimately pay for it. Okay. So let's be clear though. Trump is hitting people back with tariffs. Okay. So I don't know if y'all think this back and forth is kind of funny. But his damn term has been very interesting. It's so much that has happened. I don't know about y'all, but I feel like this man been a president for a year already. He only been a president for like 15 minutes. That's it. 15 minutes. But in 15 minutes, he done so much shit. I feel like this has already been a year, okay? But he says, I'm going to put these tariffs. Now, remember, let's go back to the beginning for anybody that don't know where all this all started. So he says, Canada is letting too much fentanyl in here. Whether y'all understand it or not, we do have immigrants who come to Canada and then they will come across Canada's border. Canada is right there at Detroit, okay? You can just come right across and be in Detroit, okay? And then you have Mexico, who is, of course, not getting control of their borders. They didn't care to stop these immigrants from coming through, and they're letting a lot of drugs come through. Fentanyl is a big issue. We talked about that on the panel that I had. We even looked at Kensington Ave so y'all can see the zombie land of all the people out there. It is very ridiculous. It is. It's out of control, okay? But they need to treat them like the crack epidemic and call them all crackheads and just start locking everybody up. But of course, because it's not Black people, okay, it is a health crisis. Well, you put them fentanyl heads in jail, okay, like you did the crackheads. That's all I got to say about that. But this is what he says. He says, get a hold of your border, or I'm going to tax your products. I'm going to give you a tariff, okay? And so this is a way to punish you because, and this is my question, if everybody keeps saying, because so many people was like, if you get hit, he do these tariffs, we're going to suffer. So if the American people are the ones suffering, why are the other countries crying about the tariffs? I just want us to have some common sense for a moment as we talking about this. Hey, even Steven, I just want us to think about that for a moment. If the tariffs don't affect them, why are these countries so resistant to it? Why when Trump said, I'm going to do this, now let's go back. He said, I'm going to do it. And he was supposed to implement them. And he said, okay, hold on. I'm going to give y'all a pause for 30 days to see if you do what you're supposed to do. So he paused it for 30 days, okay? And I will tell you that in that 30 days, we have had the lowest number of immigrants cross the border or try to get across, illegal immigrants crossing and people at the border, and record numbers lows, okay? They not coming over here. And that's part of the tariffs because Mexico done got on securing their end to stop letting people fucking come through. But also they know that they rounded their asses up. So, we'll get back on the immigrants coming up next week, because we need to, because they are even allowing them to self-deport themselves now. Just like they would do that app and fly themselves in. Well, Trump is saying, you can call this app and fly your ass the fuck up out of here. Do us a favor, okay? So that situation is still not gone anywhere, okay? So he said, get a hold of your borders. And they did. Things have dropped, right? Then when you look over at Canada, they say that the number of drugs coming through is much less. Now, I don't know how the government know that it's less drugs coming through. If you're not catching the drugs, how do you know what's coming through? But again, that's always one of them side notes. You pay attention to what somebody is saying, because they tell me the government got a whole lot to do with the drugs, because how you know it's less coming through unless you're catching people, right? So apparently Canada's doing its job too. But after the 30-day pause was up, Trump said, fuck y'all, here come these tariffs, right? So he implements the tariffs. So then they start hitting back with other tariffs. They said, well, we're going to hit y'all with tariffs, okay? And then Canada said, I don't know if y'all was paying attention, Canada says, we're not only going to hit y'all back with tariffs, we about to turn off y'all power. Now, side note here, I want to go into the power thing. When I keep telling y'all should be prepared for stuff all of the time, that's what I mean, okay? Now, very well, if they want to play dirty. Now, they was bluffing like some punks. They've been screaming, we will cut your power off like since before. Trump, said anything about tariffs. They was that about it. We're gonna cut your power off. We're gonna cut your power off, West Side. Okay. This is what they said. Then when it's time to cut the power off, they was like, okay, we're not gonna cut your power off. You can't be talking that hard and then don't keep your word. Like, what kind of shit is that, right? I just want to throw that out there. What kind of shit is that? You was talking too hard. Go ahead and keep your word, God damn it, and cut that shit off. Not that I want them to, okay? Shout out to you, Jeremy X. Thank you. Just wanted to say hello, hope all is well. It is all well, and thank you for the purple heart. Y'all know what I like around here. Thank you very much, and thank you for the super chat. So they were threatening to cut the power off, okay? But they did not. But I want to just, for a moment, let's just stay right there. This is what I mean when I be telling people y'all should be prepared and be ready, because your power could have got cut off. That would have been Michigan. It was New York. And what was the other? Was it Minnesota? I believe it was Minnesota. Shout out to you, Sam. Thank you so much for that super chat. Also, potash is vital for our farming. Canada is our top supplier. Tariffs could spike fertilizer costs, raising food prices nationwide. Good point, okay? Because we got to get into what these tariffs are actually going to affect to say whether they will affect us or not. So that is a good point. Thank you for the super chat. And I'm going to leave it there because we're going to touch on that, right? And so they said they would cut the power off. The question is, could they have? Yes, they could have, okay? And so my thing is, I keep telling y'all to stop depending on your government for your livelihood. So I just want to stop right there and say that. When I talk about stuff like, some dusty person, that we won't say her name no more in this live tonight, but thinks that this is some fear mongering, I always tell you that you should never depend on your government solely for your livelihood. Because if you think that every time you hit a switch, I say this all the time, if you think every time you hit a switch, just because you paid your light bill, that your lights are going to come on, don't always bank on that. You think that just because you have the money to purchase groceries, that every time you go to the grocery store, there's always going to be groceries on the shelf. Stop thinking that. If you give your livelihood to put a roof over your head, to have substance, and to live the way you need to live, and to protect and defend, stop thinking that the police are always going to show up. Stop thinking that if you're in a state of natural disasters that they're going to come. Did anybody come and save them in Katrina? How many natural disasters when they was in, what was it? Is it, forgive me, I get them mixed up, North Carolina where the floods was? Did they show up and help them, or did they just let them people get swept away? Did they just let the waters carry them away? Didn't they lead them people on them roofs? Didn't they just lead them folks to die? Then when the water receded, they just came around and was like, oh yeah, here goes, what, $750? And most people that was calling was getting denied that $750. What I'm saying to you is, yeah, they didn't cut off the power, but as an American, understand that when these things go on amongst governments, we are the casualties. It affects us the most. Do you think that anybody, okay, do you think that in Canada where they argue, you think the premier, which is their president, their prime minister, whatever the hell they call him, and the premiers, do you think that they are the ones that are affected by the tariffs? If a price go up on some shit, don't you think they can afford to pay for it? Do you think they're lowering their spending? If they want it, they're going to pay for it because they have the money to do that. Do you think that Trump is going to be lacking anything? Do you think that if he say, do what you got to do, bro, what you want to do? What? And he jump back and Canada cut off the power and he say he don't care. Do you think Mar-a-Lago is going to be without power? Do you think the White House is going to be without power? No, it's not. So as the American people, you are always the ones that are caught in the middle. Yes, yes. And so this is the thing I need y'all to understand. They didn't cut the power off, but what if they did? Now, Trump came on the news and Trump said, you can't be talking about cutting off the power. That's dangerous. This is people's lives we talking about. Yeah, because if you cut off the power, y'all used to a power outage and your electric company tell you the power is out and be back on by like 7 o'clock at night. Or it's storming outside or some shit happened and the power is off and the power gonna be back on, it's off for 2 days. Maybe you had a blackout, for 6-7 days. We didn't have a blackout for that long. It'd be so historic. We talk about it for forever. Imagine if your power went out and 1 week passed and then come back on, 2 weeks passed, 3 weeks passed, 4 weeks passed, and you in the dark. Here you are 30 days later, no power. Y'all don't really think about the severity of that or where that would leave you in your livelihood. I think y'all need to start thinking about that. So again, another nameless Dusty that we won't mention her name again. Generators are not inexpensive, right? You can get some that are about $300-$400. I would recommend a Jackery. I don't sell Jackeries, okay? So it's not about giving me no money, but I have Jackeries, and I would suggest Jackeries to you too. I have generators on MX Survival, but we have one size that will generate like the whole house. Those are very expensive, right? But Jackery has different levels of them where you can plug in, you know, appliances, you can plug in all kind of stuff. So you can start off small and have some power, and they have solar panels that you can put outside so that you can get more sun to charge the panels than to charge the generator again, okay? And you don't need gas. So you should think about these things. Because again, you completely dependent on your government is going to get you fucked up when you're in the middle of all this back and forth. You are the casualty of war. None of these people making decisions for America, Canada, or any of those other places, they're not the ones paying the price at all. Even if shit hit the fan and we were to go into war and China was to do some shit to us and shit start going crazy out here, you do know that the officials that start this shit, they're going to run their ass to Colorado. There is a place in Colorado. Colorado is very militarized. They're going to send the president and all the officials. They're going to go to Colorado. There is a bunker that is built, a city into the mountains there that they will go and close themselves in. And you know what they got in there? A bunch of survival fucking food. If the government got it, why the fuck you don't got it? They got food supply, they got everything they gonna need, because without food, you gonna die. So they're gonna go run, and guess what? It's gonna be the American people who gonna be running around outside who gonna be getting jacked up. So I just want y'all to keep that in mind. Put just a little pin in that and remember that, right? Because they could have cut off the power. Now, then he said, okay, we're not gonna cut the power off. He said, what we're gonna do is we're gonna just charge a tariff on the power. So in Michigan, okay, and in New York, where shit already high, and in Minnesota, they was gonna pay about $100 more for their electric bill. So they was gonna tax them more. Okay. So then Trump said, okay, hold on, I will take back some tariffs on major goods that we have this free trade agreement with. They have a free trade agreement. He said, the stuff in the free trade agreement, I'll take the tariffs off that, but I ain't taking the tariffs off the other shit. Okay. And so then the UK was like, we're going to stand with Canada because you talking real crazy right now, punk. And if you want to fight, let's fight. So then Europe, they was like, we're going to hit you with tariffs as well. So they are taxing us when it comes to tariffs from them as well. In a minute, we're going to talk about what those tariffs are on, right? And so then Trump said, what? Who are you talking to, bitch? I'm going to hit you with a 200%. Trump, calm down, gangster. He said he's gonna hit them with a 200% tariff. Stop playing with me, West Side, yay. This is what he told them, okay? And so they're going back and forth, and they're having this war. It is literally a tariff war, okay? It's a trade war when it comes to goods and supplies. Now, let me read this super chat. We're gonna talk about what goods and supplies are actually affected and how does that shit affect us, okay? Because the power is still on, so you don't got to worry about that. Even Steven says, now the Trump administration is flagging all of those vague and non-specific minority people of color terms and phrases that rob Black Americans of tangible resources. Let them cook. If we can't have nothing, nobody can. Well, you know what? I agree with you. Some people are getting mad, but I like the fact that things are being more distinguished. I told you I don't like us being thrown into this people of color box because they will use them to say, well, we've done a lot for minorities, but everybody else is getting the home loans but Black people. Say Black people, because when you say minorities, you're giving it to DEI, right? White women, all of these other people. It doesn't really include us. LGBTQ is like the new Black. They give that shit to us. That's why Black Lives Matter was really about the LGBTQ community. And they give that stuff to them and say that it is for all people. And they use that to say, see, we're helping minorities, and they're not. So I'm okay with him removing all that shit. I'm also okay with everybody understanding, what it's like to be Black. Welcome to niggerdom. Okay. If you're not Black, you about to find out what it feel like to be Black. Okay. You done lost your job. Look at you, just laid the fuck off. You ain't got no job, man. You right here crying. You done lost your government job. Oh, damn. Look, some Black people got government jobs. And I just want to say, damn, Gina, I'm sorry. You just got caught up in the casualty. Go get another job. Look, the immigrants is gone. They need somebody to pick the food on the farms. Just go get another job. You be all right, man. Or take my boot camp, and I'll show you how to make some money online. That's where we all go any goddamn way. Okay, so this is where we are. All right. Now let's talk about the tariffs. What does this affect? Now, I'm going to tell you, it does not directly affect the consumer in the way that you might think it does. Now, the sister that gave the super chat made a good point. There are certain things that are going to affect when it comes to the farming and things like that. So the prices on food and stuff like that will go up. Okay. Now, that may be the case with some foods. You're going to find that a lot of fruits and vegetables are going to go up. But I just want to throw a side note. You can tell me if I'm wrong or if I'm being petty or this is the comedian in me. But I heard that America, we is the most overweight place in the world. So I don't really think a lot of us is eating fruits and vegetables anyway. It's a bad thing, but I'm being real. How many of you niggas is really eating fruits and vegetables? Stop it. Stop it. Okay. Somebody want to tell me I'm lying? Like, can it be true or can it not? Like, I love avocados on my tacos, but if I can't eat avocados for a year, I'm okay with that. Kenneth, thank you very much. Grow your own, goddammit. You can grow fruits and vegetables in your backyard. And you wouldn't be worried about that if you was on the path to doing that. I think everybody should know how to grow some shit to feed themselves. I absolutely think you should. I think that every person should have that skill. I know we talk a lot about, investing in farms and things like that, and the Black farmers in our communities, but the farms are going away. There were not going to be any farms in a minute. This is why they don't care about that, right? As far as how the tariffs will affect them. But aside from the fertilizer and things like that, how many of you are worried if you have a small business? I already talked to my class about this the other night. Don't be. Do you sell Harley Davidsons? You don't. What the fuck you worried about? Does your product, is it incorporated with some steel? Do you have steel that you sell people with your products? Huh? I'm sorry, sis. I'm sorry. I love you. I'm sorry. Hold on, wait a minute. Where did it go? Look, why I lost the where the comment go? Somebody said I still love me. I'm a federal worker. Oh, here we go. I'm sorry, sis. Don't tell us you lost your job. But if you still got your job, then you can't say I hurt your feelings. Now, this some real shit though, on some serious shit. I love you back. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. Then was you affected by this? Did it affect you? Because sometimes we hear this shit on the news, and because it don't affect us, we like, oh well. Did you get affected by the layoffs and lose your job? Now, if you comment and be like, no, I'm be like, girl, shut up. You better say yes, because you made that comment. But you ain't selling a Harley Davidson, are you? How many of y'all are selling blue jeans? Well, sell something else. Sell some goddamn leggings, some comfortable shit, because we gotta be ready to run. You know what I'm saying? From all this bullshit that's going on, you got to run your ass across the border. We're gonna be trying to get up out of here, right? Let people tell it. But for real, shout out to you, Ebony. Thank you for that. You sent me an email. Okay. So I want y'all to think about this. Do you sell wine? Do you sell bourbon? Do you sell orange juice? Do you sell peanut butter? Do you sell steel? Stop me when I get to something that you sell as a small business. Shout out to you for the super chat. Check says none of them cared when people who refused to take the jab were laid off. Yeah, that was crazy. They did. They put people in. They said they gave people a choice, but they did not. They made you choose between your livelihood. You ain't gotta be watching commercials. You can go over there and get your free subscription. You can watch the commercials. You ain't got to pay nothing. But I want y'all to understand this. How many of you that have small businesses are affected? None of the products that you sell are actually affected. None of them. So I want you to understand this too. People who have money and go to work every day, they get to decide what they want to spend their money on. Yes. So when they say that the prices will come down to the consumer, not necessarily. Let's be clear about that. The price does not always trickle down to the consumer. No, it doesn't. You know why? Because you have a choice. If you decide that Harley Davidsons cost too much right now, and you're like, I'm gonna just wait a couple years till this tariff shit is over, then you don't have to buy one. Nobody's forcing you. You don't need a damn Harley Davidson. You don't have to buy those pair of blue jeans if they cost too much money. You can decide to buy another pair of blue jeans that are not affected by the tariff. You don't have to buy that peanut butter. You can buy something else or not eat peanut butter at all. If you're talking about things that build in construction, I thought we was all broke and they was giving all the money to the immigrants and everybody's being evicted and more Americans are sleeping in their car now more than ever. So who the fuck is buying a house right now? A fucking construction can't build shit. What are they building for you that you actually have to spend your money on? We have all kinds of times. We have times in the country where the real estate market is up, and when it's down, they'll tell you it's a buyer's market or a seller's market. So if you in the market for a house, if it's not a buyer's market, how many of you wisely say, I'm going to wait until it becomes a buyer's market? So just fucking wait. You don't have to buy some shit because of steel. They said some electronics will be affected. You don't need a new electronic, do you? Like, do you really? Do you really? Do you need an electronic? Do you really need the new iPhone just because it came out? Do you need another laptop? Do you need another this or another that? No, the fuck you don't. So again, you have a choice in the matter. I have not heard anything yet in these tariffs that affect some shit that you need for your livelihood. Tell me, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I've missed something if y'all want to inform me. Tell me what these tariffs have done that have messed with your livelihood. You have a choice. Now let's go back to what I said earlier. Why is it that when Trump slaps people with tariffs, they get in line? Mexico said, wait a minute, we'll get our border in order. And they did. Canada said, wait a minute, we'll get our border in order. And they did. They tried to slap some tariffs on us. Trump said, you want to play that game, bitch? I got tariffs all day. I'm handing out tariff cards left and right. You want some more tariffs? And they said, okay, wait a minute. We were just bluffing. So if the tariff affects us the most, why is the country that's getting slapped with the tariff terrified? You know, the words kind of go together. So I just figured I'd throw it out there. I just want y'all to think about that for a moment. Because everybody keeps wanting us to believe this is going to hurt the consumer. So if that's the only person it affects, why the fuck are the countries that are getting the tariffs even worried about them? Why? I'm going to tell you why. Because what happens is exactly what I just explained to you. Consumers have a choice. So when businesses cannot purchase the product at a reasonable price and the price is too high to make a profit and consumers stop buying it, they no longer buy those things anymore. So what happens? Those companies either find other vendors to buy it from, they go a different route, they discontinue a product, or they stop buying it altogether, or their company goes out of business, which means businesses stop buying the product because the tariff is too high. Does that make sense? Does that math equation make sense to everybody that y'all understand, or y'all want me to say it again? If I sell steel and I'm a steel company, and understand these are multi-million-dollar companies. So if you have a small business, boy, if you don't sell your shit and be good to go, matter of fact, consumers are going to be spending their money in less areas because of the tariff, which means they'll have more money to spend with you and your affordable service, your affordable product. So small businesses might actually see a hike in their business because you are not affected by the tariffs. Make sense? So if you're a small business, you shouldn't be worried about that. Now, if I sell steel, I'm worried about the tariff because all the companies that get the steel from me may stop buying it from me because the cost is too high. And either they find steel to get from somewhere else, Or maybe they end up going out of business, because if they can't make a profit, because they can get the steel, but if they put the higher price on it, but the consumer says, we're not buying this, no, we'll wait. I don't need that. I'm not spending my money on that. It's too high. Guess what happens? That company goes out of business, and then nobody is buying the steel. Have you ever stopped to think about that? Shout out even Steven. Tariffs gonna save Social Security. And shout out to Brian. Thank you for the super chat as well. I just want y'all to think about that for a moment. Y'all got to believe that it affects the other side, or they wouldn't ask us to stop. Why would a tariff be a bad word? Why would a tariff affect the other countries if in somehow it did not affect them? So you have to ask yourself, how does it affect them? As a consumer, you have a choice. And I don't know about y'all, but my gas is $2.99. What your gas is? See, gas ain't high. Eggs doesn't even come down in the goddamn store. They not even $5, $6 no more around my way. I just want you to think about that. The things that really matter, that shit is going down. Like somebody said, $2.79, $2.85. Look at how low that gas is. But people gonna sit here and tell you, because every news story they say, well, Trump ran on the fact that he was gonna bring the cost of things down. Well, when I look around, yeah, the cost of some things actually are coming down. Fat Toe says, what about cooking utensils, canned goods, etc.? Okay. Well, my question is again that all cooking supplies and utensils do not, damn, y'all gas $2.39. I'm coming to Nashville to fill up my damn tank. Damn. Go Nashville on the gas. Okay. But all utensils don't come from them same companies. And you don't have to get steel utensils. You know, I'm a cook. I'm a mother. I've cooked a lot in my life. My mama got 9 kids. I'm the big sister. I owned a restaurant. There are wooden utensils. There are plastic utensils. There's all kind of other alternatives. This is what I'm telling you. No one industry has something sold up that there's not other variations or options. We're going to go with the other options. So I want you to understand that the media keeps telling y'all this, but when it comes to these tariffs, you get a choice in whether you want to purchase these things. Not one thing has been somebody said California gas is high. California gas always been high. That ain't got shit to do with who in the White House. Y'all shit just high because it's California. The air y'all breathe is expensive. I don't know how y'all do it. It's like New York. New York and California is ridiculous. I don't know how y'all live there. Everything is just high. Even when it's good for the rest of the country, they somehow they be playing y'all. Okay, I hate to tell you, you in California, your gas is never, ever coming down, no matter what the fuck is happening. Damn, they said the gas is $2.44. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so our prices not coming down. But they keep telling you tariffs are going to inflate things. Yeah, things that we don't give a fuck about, things we don't have to buy. Do you have to buy the wine that comes from the U? We don't care about that wine. We don't care about that wine at all. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Dun, dun, dun. Green beans, potatoes, tomatoes, you name it. I figured that's how you want me to say your name. That's how you wrote it, right? Okay, I had to sing it to you. Are you a MAGA chick? Why do I have to be a MAGA chick? Because I'm stating facts. I'm a Michi chick. That's who I am. I'm a Michi chick. I hate when y'all come over and say that. I have a question for you. Greens, beans, potatoes, tomatoes, you name it. I got a question for you. My question for you is, why whenever somebody is talking about the facts of what's going on, why is it that if we're not like acting like what's her name? The Crockett bitch, Jasmine Crockett. When we not in here like going off on some we hate Trump and making shit wrong and telling lies just to be in our emotions, why do we have to be a MAGA person at that point? I don't understand that concept. Now, thank you for the super chat. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, I don't understand that concept. I mean, I thought that everything, I don't know how long you've been in this live, but everything that I've broken down has just been facts about how these things will affect us. Like, do you want to be fearmonger? Do you want people to tell you how to think? Like, you obviously don't like Trump when you made that comment. But my question is, the news keeps saying Trump ran on bringing inflation down. They're saying that the tariffs are going to bring inflation up. And I'm just showing you a fact that the things that actually matter to us are going down. Gas is going down. Eggs are starting to come down. The things that affect our livelihood actually are coming down. I'm just stating a fact. Why do you have such a resistance to receive that fact? Because I'm not a MAGA chick. I'm not a Democratic chick. I'm not any chick for any party, because before we finish this conversation, I'm actually going to take you down a rabbit hole and tell you that Trump is doing exactly what he's put in place to do. But we're so easily swayed by the media. We're so conditioned and controlled that y'all don't even see the bigger picture here. So before it's all said and done, I'm actually going to tell you why it was set up for it to seem like Trump is doing a whole lot against governments for us. They want us to see him that way, right? Trump is doing his part. He's doing his part. Okay? Just like every government official does. He's going in line with the plan, but y'all don't know the plan. It's in front of your fucking face and you don't even see it. You two move by emotions. Calm down and come down a little bit and hear the sense that I'm speaking to you instead of hearing Trump's name, because you hear his name and that's all the fuck you hear, right? Shout out to you, Faith. Faith says, no, Michi, just has no common sense. And shout out to you. Thank you for the super chat. Much love to you, Faith. Faith always showing love. So I want y'all to think about this. They're telling you that the tariffs are going to do this. Now, what else are they adding to this, this propaganda, right? What else are they adding to this, y'all? Shout out to Gwen. Let me say that too. Gwen says, I just started this talk about MX Network to invest in the stock market, and Trump changed things. This is still money to be made. However, it's more of a long-term game now. Thank you for bringing that up. So again, let's check this out from our perspective. The tariffs are not affecting us. You actually, by the prices being high, there are certain things you could just say, no, I'm not going to spend my money on, which allows you to keep more of your money in your pocket, spend it on other things. But the next thing they're telling you is that there is possibly a recession coming, and they're telling you that by the stock market. Look at Trump is crashing the stock market. He crashing that motherfucker. Well, let me tell you, let's play something that Trump had to say about that. That's a good point. Thank you, Gwen, because let's play something that Trump wanted to tell us about that.
Your comments the other day not ruling out a potential recession seemed to rattle the stock markets. The Commerce Secretary said there wouldn't be one.
Boom. Just so you know.
Just specifically on the recession.
Yeah.
Do you think there will be a recession?
I don't see it at all. I think this country is going to boom. But as I said, I can do it the easy way or the hard way. The hard way to do it is exactly what I'm doing, but the results are going to be 20 times greater.
Mr. President, you asked.
And remember, Trump is always right.
Mr. President, when you look at the market selling off, that didn't concern you? And where do you see it going?
Doesn't concern me. I think some people are going to make great deals by buying stocks and bonds and all the things they're buying. I think we're going to have an economy that's a real economy, not a fake economy. Already Canada, and I respect very much. As you know, there's a very strong man in Canada who said he was going to charge a surcharge or a tariff on electricity coming into our country. He has called and he said he's not going to do that. Okay, he's not going to do that. And it would have been a very bad thing if he did. And he's not going to do that. So I respect that.
Will you make a different decision now about the tariffs on Canada? Will you reduce it?
At that, but probably so, yeah. He was a gentleman.
Will you be clear for the 50%? Is that going to go into effect on Canada or no?
Which one?
The 50% tariffs?
I'll let you know about it. Yeah, okay. I'll let you. But I appreciated his call. I thought it was nice.
I'll let you know about it. I don't care what y'all say. I don't care what y'all say. Trump be having me dying. He's an asshole to the fullest, but I enjoy watching it. I really do. So let's break down what he said right there, because Gwen brought this up over on MX Network, you guys. So let's go there. And shout out to you, Gail. Shout out to Gail, the best moderator in the whole YouTube. She be moderating some of everybody's channel. She do the greatest job. Shout out to you. Okay, she said, don't forget to add that other membership tier. I will not. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the reminder. I have been extremely busy and I've been sick, as y'all can hear, but I'm working it out. I still got shit to get done. So let's talk about what he just said. So they're telling you, well, the economy is going to hell in a handbasket. We're going to have a recession. Look at the stock market, y'all. These tariffs are not going to affect you directly as a consumer. You have a choice in the matter. It's not something, it's not like you don't have a choice. You need gas to get to work and gas is $7 a gallon. This is not one of those things, right? Matter of fact, we just went over gas being cheap. All y'all threw y'all gas in the chat. So the stock market falling. Do y'all give a damn about that? Now, I can't tell you where to invest. Do you not realize this is an opportunity? So for other people who don't really see the picture because you're blinded by the emotion and the fear mongering on the news, Trump is actually giving a real opportunity to a lot of people to have some wealth. Now, when he says that I'm bringing America back so that Americans can be a certain way, I want you to know that he don't give a damn about that stock market going down. But did you hear what he said? This is a buyer's market right now in the stock market. Now, I'm not telling you where to invest, but I will tell your ass to go and find an investment. Go to TD Ameritrade or somebody who does that. Matter of fact, TD Ameritrade, I think they charge you like $39 a month. The first 2 months is free. And if you don't make a profit, you can get your money back. Now, the stock market is the long haul. So you give it to them and they're going to invest it in the right places, okay? I'm not asking you to go figure out how to be the stock person, but this is actually an opportunity. It is an opportunity for you to invest. So do you see this? You saving money because all these tariffs is high. So now you don't even have to choose that wine too high. I ain't buying that shit. I'm not getting a Harley Davidson this year. If that's something you want to go buy some goddamn stocks. So there's opportunity there for the American people. When we talk about the stock market going down, that is not you. Those are multi-million-dollar companies who are taking that hit. And while they take that hit, you are able to then buy into the market because the market comes down. It always goes back up. You're not putting your money in the stock market to pull it out tomorrow or next week. Okay? Trump only going to be the president for so long. You can put it in there now. So what you don't realize is as a businessman, Trump is not worried about the fact that the stock market is going down. He knows, and I'm sure he's invested, and the rest of y'all asses should be investing too. This is an opportunity for the average American to get a piece of the American pie. How many of y'all know that? So again, the stock market falling is not an indication that the consumer is broke. That's an indication that these multi-million-dollar companies are having issues. Now, this is the thing. Are any of y'all small businesses, from my small business owners out there, is y'all shit on the stock market? No, this is not affecting you. Once again, don't let the news get your ass in this big ass tizzy about what's going on when it comes to the tariffs and things of that nature. Let me say this too. The tariffs seem to be working. Do y'all not agree with me? Every time Trump, I told y'all tariff is like a cuss word. They say some shit, Trump say tariff, bitch. And he'd be like, okay, whoa, bro. You ain't have to go there on me. Why? Tariff? Really, dog? Come on now. They get in line real quick. You see how he said, yeah, his arrogant ass. Yeah, he said he was going to cut off the power, but then he backed off, didn't he? So this is Trump being his arrogant asshole himself, okay? But they did. The demands that Trump is making, they are saying, okay. How many of you know, as much as the news is out here fear-mongering everybody about these tariffs and things of that nature, how many of you know that with the tariffs, there are several companies in Canada and in Mexico that have now committed to coming to America and building their plant here? So there's a car plant. Don't quote me on what I think it's Hondas and Civics or whatever. They're going to build their new plant. Instead of in Mexico, they're going to build one here in America. So now the cars will be built here and create jobs here, just like Trump said. Did he not tell you that with tariffs, it's going to, if people don't want tariffs, he said, bring your companies back to America. Build in America so that you can create an economy for America. We have sent out all our manufacturing everywhere else. Bring that shit back to America and you don't have to worry about these tariffs. Is that not what he said? And is that not exactly what the fuck is happening? Companies have agreed to come to America and start to build their plants now because of that. So I don't know. The report from last month actually says that inflation on regular goods and products, aside from the tariffs, we're not even talking about the tariffs. We'll see when we read the report next month. But last month, when it comes to the cost of spending and things, actually it has decreased. It went down, I think, 2.2%. So when he says he's bringing the cost of living down, the cost of living has actually come down. They have, right? These are just facts, you guys. So I don't want you guys to be fear-mongered into, oh my God, we got these tariffs. This is going to affect us tremendously. It's going to pass the dollar off to us. The tariffs are doing what it's supposed to do. Mexico getting their border in line. Canada getting their shit in line too, to stop the problems that they bring into America. Companies have decided to come back here and build in America. The stock market is falling, which is your ability to be able to now invest, which is a good thing for the average American person, if that is something you decide to take advantage of. So when we look at everything that's happening, you okay. You as an average American citizen, you are okay. You're okay. Ain't nothing fucking wrong with you. It ain't nothing coming for you. Now, again, your fruits and vegetables might cost some more money, but I'm going to throw this out here again. They told us that America is the most unhealthy country there is and that we all fat as fucking overweight. So I don't really think a lot of people eat vegetables any goddamn way. No, I'm laughing, but I'm serious as fuck, y'all. So, like, how many Americans are affected by this? Now, if they put a tariff on McDonald's, Americans might be mad because I think they eat more of that than the fruits and the vegetables. But again, I wasn't nobody complaining when they brought us this organic bullshit and they make it all this money to have to eat healthier. But how many of y'all are ready for the plot twist in all of this? Because now that we've explained all that, I have a plot twist for you. I have a rabbit hole that we got to go to a deeper level that nobody seems to see in this whole situation. Because we love it. Trump is out here beating shit up. He is closing down organizations. He is shutting down systems. He is doing all of these different things. He is talking to people crazy. So it's like we vicariously living through him because we don't like the government. So we like, yeah, Trump is against the government. How many of y'all, because somebody came here and asked me, was I a MAGA chick? How many of y'all that love Trump are ready to hear that Trump is all a part of the plan? Trump is not really saving us from our government. Is that what we think? I just want y'all to think about that for a moment. Is that what we think? Because then I'm about to snatch y'all down into another level of this rabbit hole. It's very entertaining. And I am enjoying the show. I really am. I really like Trump being the president. I enjoy like this. He be talking shit. I like a president that talks shit. I do. You know, he mean it. He funny. That shit make me laugh. And he be bullying everybody. But sometimes you gotta bully people. You do. So, how many of you know, though, that Trump is all a part of the plan? Now, Trump might not know that he's part of this plan. Because when we talk about, shout out to you, Faith, all these big corporations need to come back to America. We wouldn't have all these tariffs if they wasn't so greedy and outsourced our jobs. Now, when these plants get here, I have a question for y'all. Who do you think will be working these jobs? Real answer. I'm going to wait for y'all answer in the comment section. Who do you think will be working the jobs at this new Honda Civic plant? Who do you think is going to get the job? I got some folks that pay attention in my chat. Yeah. Who you think going to get these jobs? Say it again. Go ahead. That crazy bitch Aries. If the hater is watching, you know she hates you. So let me put you up on the screen. She be pissed off. She said, don't you ever come back over to her page ever again. Let's put you up there. Y'all right. So let's talk about that for a moment. Shout out to Sam. Sam says again, they keep fear-mongering about tariffs ruining 401ks and pensions, but haven't markets bounce back from worse. Yes, they have. And that's the thing. Markets are going to bounce back. When you're talking about a 401k, now a person who might want to live off their 401k in this moment, they might be looking like, oh, damn. You know what I'm saying? Damn, Gina. But if somebody said the vaxxers, no, they will not be working in the plants. But in the long haul, most people, when you get into the market in your 401ks, that's something for the long haul. So things will bounce back, absolutely. And what this allows is for people to buy in who didn't in this moment, right? Even when it comes to your 401ks, your money you put in there every month is going to go further now because the stocks have dropped, so you can get more, right? So it's going to benefit everybody in that way, because the stock market always bounces back. This happens. This is not new. This is not new at all, you know? So you're absolutely right. But I want y'all to understand this. How many of y'all, have you forgotten about the New World Order? Have y'all forgotten about that? Because I have not. Now, how many of you understand the CIA or MK Ultra and all the things we've talked about before? And the reason why I say that is because Trump might be completely unaware. I had somebody ask me earlier today, they said, well, I wonder what president put this into play. No president put the plan of the New World Order into play. They don't have that much power. Do you know there are things that are so classified even the president doesn't get to know? Stop thinking the president has ultimate power. He does not, okay? I don't think that any president implemented the New World Order or what was going to come. I think it was the powers that be that actually run our country, you know, that actually use the government and tell them what to do, and they do things on that behalf. No president ordained any of this. And this is the thing about the CIA, and if you understand MK Ultra, the reason I brought it up is in all of their studies, they begin to learn what people would do, what their mannerism was like, and what people could fit in certain positions. So Trump has a personality that fits in a certain way. He was in the White House first term. They put people in his ear. They let him know, you know, you could do this. You know, you can write executive orders and get rid of all of that shit. They've been planting these seeds in this man's head. And based off who he is, they know what he will do. They don't make you sell the drugs. They just put them in your community. They put you around poverty. They put you around mental illness. They put liquor stores on every corner. They understand that if they create a certain environment, people are going to be whatever the environment creates them to be. So if you take Trump and his personality and you study who he is the perfect man for the job. So Trump might not even know that he is the man for the job. And I'm not talking about being president, not that job. Now, if the New World Order is coming, the word implies new, meaning everything that we have today is not going to exist in the New World Order. So in order to create new systems, what do you have to do to the old ones? I need y'all to follow me for a moment, because we're really going somewhere now. I'm on some serious shit right now, what I'm telling y'all. In order to create new systems, what has to happen to the old systems? They must be destroyed. So, but what does your government do? They play this game of chess with you, not checkers, right? So they want you to get in your emotions. They want you to follow all of this as though it's something being played out on this stage of life, and that this is the way things are going about. They want you to think that Trump is coming in and that he is putting a smackdown. Let me throw something out there too, y'all. I don't think that Trump won that election. I don't vote in elections, national elections, and this is why I don't. They gave you Kamala, who was the shittiest candidate they could have ever given us. She ran the most trifling campaign ever. Y'all didn't know she was going to lose? It was obvious. It was like she was trying to lose. Am I right or am I wrong? Then they tell you that Trump won with this sweeping thing across the United States of America. All Americans believe in him. They want you to believe that America chose Trump. They want you to believe that you picked Trump. They want everybody to believe that we agree with Trump. They want everybody to believe that Trump is doing the Americans' dirty work. He is knocking down these organizations. CIA, bitch, you gotta go. FBI, bitch, you gotta go. Department of Education, bitch, you gotta go. Social Security, bitch, you gotta go. Section 8, you gotta go. All of this gotta go. Trump is the perfect man to put into place for him to knock it all down, because the New World Order doesn't require any of those things. I keep hearing everybody getting upset about the Department of Education. Can I explain something to you about the Department of Education? The Department of Education doesn't need to exist anymore. Do you want to know why? I'm going to do a video and I've been working on it. I'm going to finish editing tonight. I will put it up tomorrow because it's going to be late when I get off of here. And I'm going to show you the clips. But right now, not down the road, right the fuck now. Do you know that there are schools across the United States of America that there are no teachers? Do y'all know that? They hire regular adults that are sitting in the classroom with the kids, and each kid is being taught. What did I tell y'all this years ago? And I told y'all this was coming. Right now it exists. I'm going to show you. They have TED Talks on this shit from a year ago. It already exists. Each kid is in the classroom with the computer, and that computer is their AI teacher. Each kid has a structured curriculum that is just based on that child. As the child does their work, as the child answers questions, the system starts to alter the assignments and the lessons it teaches that child based on that child's level. So every single child has their own personalized learning. There are adults there to watch the children, but they're not teaching them, so they're not required to be teachers. I told y'all motherfuckers this was coming. And y'all, I told y'all this shit years ago. The pandemic was the test run. They sent your children home. They gave you remote learning. They gave your ass computers. They said your kids can learn from home. Did they not? Now follow me. Why do you need the Department of Education if it's going away? And it is going away, right? So the Department of Education helps to give extra money, but let's be clear, most of the funding to schools come from the states anyway. So the Department of Education does with FAFSA and grants and college. What do you need a college education for? Follow me down this rabbit hole, because what did you go to school for? You know why our kids go to school from kindergarten to 12th grade? To teach them to be a worker, to get a job, to either take your ass to a plantation and serve on a prison as free labor, or to get a job and get on the cycle of the plantation, of the work cycle, where you bust your ass every day at a fast food restaurant, at a goddamn Walmart somewhere, stocking some shit at Amazon, driving around packages and dropping them off. And if you want some higher education, then you're going to go to college. You don't need college no more. What you need college for? We must all really be lost, because AI is not coming, it is here. So let's go over this. AI teaches your kids now. Do you think those plants are going to come here to the United States of America, regardless of what Trump says or Trump thinks? Do you understand that as a business owner, I completely get the concept of this, but it is very fucked up for the American people? Why would I pay employees an hourly wage when I can pay a bunch of money to get an automated system, or buy a bunch of AI robots, or a bunch of systems to where it can do the work for me? It works for 24 hours. It never gets tired. It doesn't need an off day. It never has a family member that passes away. It doesn't need sick time, and I don't have to cut it a paycheck every motherfucking week. I pay for it once, and that's it. Fast food restaurants, there's already a AI robot that handles everything in the kitchen. There's one person in the whole restaurant, because your order is taken by AI at the drive-through, the voice, and then you can come in and do the touch screen. There is a human there in case something goes wrong. There's one robot in the kitchen. That motherfucker makes every meal and then gives you the food. You're not going to have a job. We're about you think those checking yourself out? Oh, you thought that was for your convenience? No, because you about to have stores that don't have fucking employees in them. When you walk through Walmart, you are going to be going in there. You're going to put your stuff in your basket. Mark my words. Matter of fact, the basket is probably going to ring up your shit as you put it in there. Bloop, $7.99. If you take it out, they're going to take the $7.99 off. You're going to pay for your groceries right on the fucking basket, because if not, they're not going to let you wheel that shit out the store. But they got you used to that by not having any cashiers around. Oh, y'all think it's only the small places? Amazon has drones to deliver packages. Packages will be being delivered by drones. All of you that work the job and deliver packages, baby, that shit is going away. Oh, but Michi, those are all the regular jobs. What about AI can't take over the college jobs? Bullshit. You think that an engineer that builds buildings can build a better blueprint than an AI system can? The AI system is going to build a better blueprint, is going to understand the foundation of what's being built better. And then the robots and the systems are going to get to work. They're going to work overtime 24/7, never stopping. And they're going to build that building faster than a human being ever could. Oh, you think that that AI can't replace therapy? Nigga, right now, there are online apps that you can pay for an online therapist. Stop me when I'm lying. You can go online, you can talk to that therapist, and you can tell that therapist about you. It keeps notes, it remembers who you are, it gives you suggestions. Everything that is taught to a therapist in school or a psychologist, they have all of that knowledge. And a person's brain can't hold it all. So sometimes you got to go look in the book. They ain't got to go look at shit. The AI just gonna read through the system and give you the answer that they've already taught the therapist to tell you. And eventually there'll actually be an AI robot standing there if you would like to talk to one of them, or if you want to talk to them online, they'll actually give you one of those generated AI faces. Hi, Tamika, how are you doing today? How did you go last week with those tasks that I gave you? Are you feeling a little bit better? How did that prescription work for you to help you with your depression? Are you feeling any better? I'm trying to gauge if whether we should take your doses and make it more or make it less. What you need a psychiatrist for, huh? Oh, I know. We need doctors. We need doctors, huh? No, you don't. You don't. A doctor stands on his feet and does a 7-hour surgery. He's human. He's tired. He can make errors. They have machines now that can actually do more precise cuts. They can actually get to the root of it, make less mistakes. And the utensils and the tools that they use, because they're part of the automated robot, they can put nano devices inside of you that's the size of dust, and it'll go through your body, read whatever's wrong. They can make smaller slices. They can do everything that they need to do. So at the end of the day, no, you're not even going to have human beings doing surgery on you. Stop the fucking bullshit. Everything you can give me. You don't need a lawyer anymore, because AI gonna go in there and fight your case for you. Stop playing with me. All of this shit is finna be goddamn automated. So if AI is gonna have all the jobs, that means you won't have any jobs. Which brings us to the universal income that I told y'all about. Now, you could think I'm lying or not. All the things I just told you already exist. They're not coming, they exist. There are already online therapists that are AI. There are AI fucking girlfriends. I can't wait till I put this video out and finish editing it. They actually have a new AI robot that they created, and they gave it every single bone that the human body has, so that it actually moves like a human being, and it doesn't move robotically. So it has fingered bones, it has everything. They have made it so that it moves like a real person, okay? So you are going to walk into the new era where technology is intertwined with human beings on every damn level, okay? All of these things exist already. So when you go back to COVID, that was a test run for a lot of things. And one thing it was a test run for is, if we give you motherfuckers a check, will you go in your house? Then after COVID was over, you can go look these things up. I've been talking about them and showing the proof of them for years. So if you're not new to me tonight, then you already know that we've seen these things, right? So right after COVID was over, for several years now, they have been doing what's called these universal basic income programs in different states, where they have randomly picked people. It's not about you being poor or anything. It doesn't matter what your income is. And they're giving them an extra $1,000 a month, giving them extra money. It's called a basic universal income, to see how well people can live if they just have extra money every month and they don't have to stress about bills and finances. Okay. So first they gave you money in COVID to see if you would go in the house and take it. Then they did the universal basic income programs. And now you have somebody like Elon Musk telling you what I've been telling you for years. How many of you have not seen the video of Elon? And he says that he believes we're going to have a high universal basic income, a high income, that it won't be about a low one. It'll be high. So everybody will be receiving an income from the government, because you're not finna have no jobs. So if you're at home, your child is being taught on a computer by an AI teacher, what the fuck do you need a Department of Education for? Are y'all following me? You don't. What do you need Social Security for? You don't. Because in the New World Order, everybody gets a big check. So why do you need it? You don't need food stamps anymore, because everybody gets a big check. You don't need these systems anymore. Somebody said no more taxes either. Well, they just said that Trump has actually he's proposing to Congress right now, right, that anybody who makes under $150,000 a year, that you don't have to pay taxes anymore at all. If you're not working, you don't pay taxes. But we look at him like he's our saving grace. He is just bringing about the new world order. Who, if you don't work, who pay taxes? Shout out to Faith. Faith says they have a tele eye doctor now. Yes, they do. You don't need these systems if they're getting rid. Who's paying taxes if you're not working? And now you hear the government talking about Trump. He ushered in what else did he usher in? Cryptocurrency. And he talking about crypto and investments and crypto. Now, it's one thing when we talk about it, but when your government is talking about cryptocurrency, where do you think that we're getting ready to go when it comes to our currency? Cashless society. All of your crypto will be digital funds. So he's destroying every system that is going to be replaced and not needed. And he's ushering in cryptocurrency. Y'all don't see that shit? Somebody said no more high value man. We gonna all be high value, baby. Why am I slick? Somebody said every transaction will be traced. Yes, I think that we will be a more watched society. I think we will be what you call more of an open air prison. We are already watched by every camera that's out there. Our algorithms are already being read. They listen in on your phones because we give them permission on apps. When you get this universal income, I want everybody to remember that I want you to remember that when they give you the money, the government's giving you this money. So it's just like when you get Social Security, they don't let you get a check no more. Everybody had to have a bank account or get one of them cards. When you get your EBT, it comes on a card. When you get your food stamps, it come on a card, right? So you're going to get a digital wallet if we're doing crypto and digital currency. If we're doing digital currency, you're going to get a digital wallet. And that's where your funds will be then put on. But because the government has access to that digital wallet because they gave it to you, they can trace your spending and things like that. And we should probably be aware of the fact that if you do certain things in society, I know y'all think this is far-fetched, but all this other shit y'all thought was far-fetched and it's here. And it happens in other countries already. But you know how there are certain things that you cannot do in this country. But okay, if you a felon, you can't have certain jobs. So certain people don't want to rent to you. If you are an offender on the sexual assault list, right? You can't live in certain neighborhoods within feet of certain places. So understand there are rules in our society of certain people that if you do certain crimes or you do certain things, even if it's not crimes, if you do certain things, you're not supposed to be allowed in certain spaces. So you best believe that there might be times that your digital wallet is not going to work because this is not something that is accessible to you. You're not even supposed to be here. You think that facial recognition in this new ID with the star on it and all of that shit is all a coincidence? Go to the airport now. They have, how many of y'all been to the airport where they make you stand in front of the facial scanner? And once you go through TSA, you know how they would say, let me see your ID and look at me, and they would see if it's you. There's actually a scanner that scans your face now. So you start breaking rules in society, they're going to make sure that your ass is not allowed to use things. They may penalize you. They may cut your card off. They might not allow you to spend it in certain places. If we get to a shortage of having some food, they might even turn around and limit how much you can spend on a certain amount of food so you don't overbuy so everybody can have food. So if food gets shortage, they're going to tell you can only buy so much. They'll have a limit on your ass and they can cut your card off or tell you can't spend no more than that. Y'all don't understand how far this can fucking go. And it will go. So somebody says, in what span of time do you think this will happen? It's happening right now. And while Trump is in office, he only has 4 years. So Trump is going to dismantle every system. But this is the thing. We think AI is new. AI has been already created. The government's been using and cultivating and making and creating AI 20 years ago. So when they introduce it to us, this shit is already in play. Amazon got the okay from the government to use drones to deliver packages back in 2021. Why haven't they used it yet? It's already here, baby. Already. All fucking ready. Okay? You don't need a college degree anymore, because a college degree was to get a job. You won't have any jobs. If anybody wants a job, you should go and learn tech. And tech does not require you, when it comes to coding, building, AI, things of that nature. You actually don't need a major degree for that. Harvard University, Google, many other places are actually giving free classes right now to certify you in coding, in AI, in all kind of shit that has to do with technology. Those are the only people that will have jobs, because check this out. And you're only going to have jobs for a moment, because they're actually creating AI to repair and fix the broken AI. But in the meantime, they would need people to build the AI. They will need people to check on it if it breaks down, to maintenance it. But even the repair of it, I've seen a report of this. China right now actually has a facility where they have AI robots that are actually building the other AIs now. They don't have people building them anymore. They've actually created robots that build more robots. So eventually they'll take that job too. Somebody said this is scary. This is the new world order. Somebody said it sounds like the Jetsons, but it is. They got flying cars. Flying cars exist right now. They just have not done the regulations for people to use it. This is what I mean. You're going to wake up and overnight, because the shit already exists. The flying cars are here. The regulations and the way you use them in the sky are not done yet, right? These systems can be abolished right away. When I tell you about the Department of Education, they already have schools that are teaching kids with no teachers. AI is teaching them. It already exists. It's about getting, you know why you don't see it right now? It's here. It's not a matter when it's coming. It's here, goddammit. It's because they have not played upon the mind of the American people just yet. They have to first play this game with you mentally. They have to make you think that Trump is our savior, that he is knocking down every goddamn structure. He the one that took away our taxes. Oh, Lord, he is. We love it. We're going to cheer it on. We're going to be happy about it. And Trump might have not even know that's why they put him into place. But he going to do it. He going to have his chest big, like he said on the video. Trump is always right. So he going to have his arrogance. He going to do what he do. We're going to enjoy the ride. We're going to watch it. Some people will be upset. But most people will say, oh, he's bringing all this stuff back to America. Oh, he is beating down all these systems that we have ever hated. He is beating down the government. Let me tell you something. The government knows that we don't like them. In the past years with social media, too many people have become awake. They know that the American people understand a lot more than they used to. They know that we don't like the government. So what's the best trick to play on us? Bring a motherfucker in here that claims to tear down the government. The people will love that, and they will receive it, because he's beating up on what they consider to be the bad guy. And what he's really doing is preparing them for the new era that we're going to go into. And instead of telling you about this new era, they're going to fucking play this mind game with you as they usher your ass into it. Stop crying about whether taxes will be here. You don't need to pay taxes. You won't be working. Stop fucking crying about the layoffs. Nobody's going to have a fucking job. Stop crying about the Department of Education, because nobody's going to need school. Stop crying about your Social Security. Everybody's getting a motherfucking check. You'll get a check. You'll get a check. Everybody get a check. You get a check too. Bitch, check under your seat. Guess what? You got a check. Everybody's getting a check. And if you knew that, none of those other things would matter. But of course, instead of just telling you this is the way it is, guess what we're going to do? We're going to play games with you. We're going to move your emotions, and we're going to make you believe that you asked for this shit. While you're out here saying, Trump, 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 tear that shit down. Yeah, Trump. We want you to believe that you did this. Remember, they create the problem. They get you to go along with it because you think it's something that benefits you, or you've been fear-mongered into it. You push it and project it. They come along with the solution. And you receive the solution so gracefully, so happily, with open arms, because you're like, yay, they're saving us, when they caused the fucking problem in the first place. Welcome to the New World Order, everybody. Obama ushered in the LGBTQ. Once this is all said and done, I will always remember Trump, and what Trump will actually be is the president that ushered us into the New World Order. Remember that. Mark my words. So this is the rabbit hole. All of that other stuff we said earlier, yeah, it's the perspective. It's the surface of it. But if you keep in perspective the real of what this situation is and what's really going on, guess what? There's no need to be worried about none of that shit, because it's all an underlined game that you don't see the bigger picture of. You see it now. I hope you see it now. Maybe y'all think I'm just a crazy conspiracy theory. I'm going to go downstairs and make me a tin hat and wear it on my next show. Shout out to Faith. Faith says Sam Club scans everything in the cart, and when you get to the door, if it didn't get scanned, they will not let you out. Well, pretty soon there's not gonna be no people there, Faith. There's not gonna be no people there at all, and the system is gonna do it. Yep, the system is gonna do it. And so here we are, y'all. Here we are. And this is what we're going into. The thing, I don't know about y'all. I don't know if you want to put your age in the chat. The first time I heard about the New World Order, I was 16 years old. 16. I'm 46. And the first time I heard about it, I was 16 years old. And all of the things I've heard talked about up until now, they're all coming true. Everybody said they was crazy. Go listen to Goody Mob, Cell Therapy. They tell you all of this shit in the song. How did they know? How did they know? You know, after they made that song and made that album, you notice that they didn't really make much more music after that. I wonder why. I'm not the only one that heard of it right. Somebody said they were 19. Somebody said they were 23. Let me tell you something else I heard about the New World Order, that there would be holding camps for people. Now, I don't know if those are for us or if those are for immigrants or who they're for, but I also heard in everything else, all this other stuff seems to be very valid and very right. But I heard that there would be holding cells, and on the back of freeways, there would be certain shapes of signs. I do know that in Colorado and in other places, many years now, they have started to clear out military bases. I know that there are a lot of Walmarts that have gone up, but then they put a fence around them and then they never opened up. I don't know what that was about. And I don't know what those holding places will be about, but maybe there will be those that don't want to comply, and that's a place for you to be. So I don't know. And policing is going to be crazy too, y'all. Y'all going to see, shout out to Faith again. Yes, the system is doing it already. Y'all going to police. The new way of policing is going to be AI as well. They already have them. Have any of y'all seen them in your community yet already? So they have these drones that have, like, I have a video one. I'm going to put it in the video I'm making, but they have like red and blue lights on them and they fly over, but they can talk to you out of the thing and see what's going on. They can see, they can hear, and the drones fly around over the communities. And they don't have them in everyone, but they do have some of them already, and they fly around and they patrol. And this is the thing, is that they're watching you, even when it comes to EMTs. And the emergency services, right? They have and imagine with firefighters, because people might be like, what about firefighters? Nigga, a robot can't burn. AI about to come to the scene and put every fire out. They could roll up to the scene, detect the fire in the heat, and they could put that bitch out with some water hoses. And then they could send in the AI if they can see if it's somebody in the house, right? Go inside of the house and get somebody. And guess what? That robot ain't gonna get burnt, because the firefighter robots is gonna have like flame resistant skin on them, whatever it is they put on them. They're gonna be non-flammable, so they don't burn it. They're gonna go in there and save everybody, the cat, the dog, the fish, and run out the hero. They don't need firefighters no more. Nobody dies. There's no risk. I'm serious as hell. Oh, somebody said AI can imprison us too. How many of you know that they have AI in prison right now? See, y'all be sleeping. Y'all be watching that fake news. Y'all got to watch the real news, and the real news will tell you the real deal sometimes. Right now, they in prisons, they have these AI, and in some county jails, it's like an AI robot, and it goes past. Now, when I say robot, everything is not built like a person, but more and more as we go along, all of the AI, most of it will be built like a person. How many of y'all? My mom used to watch Star Trek coming up. I used to watch Star Trek, and they had them droids. Them droids, right? The droids. And if they got cut, they bled white blood. That's how you knew they wasn't a human being. But they looked like humans. They had skin on them like they was really a person. As we get more and more down the, somebody said I'm making shit up. I'm making what up? What am I making up? As you get along with the AI, I'm sure that the AI is going to become more advanced and everything is going to look like a person, because that's what's going to make you receive it much better. And they do have AI inside of the county jails and the prisons right now. And they're not in all of them, but they do have them. And you can go Google it and probably watch the news report that was on it. And these robots, they go, when I say it's a robot, it doesn't walk around like a robot. It's an AI thing. It goes past the door and it goes in, it looks in everybody's cell. It scans the cell, it listens to them, it checks on them, because guards cannot do that. And they say that that's how inmates be getting away with stuff. They be doing things they're not supposed to do, planning things, they having weapons. So the thing goes by and it literally checks on the people in the cell every 20 minutes. It looks in, it scans the cell to make sure the person is there and look at what the fuck they doing. That is actually the truth. And when I ask you, do you remember Star Wars? I'm just showing you that on there they had these like humanoid robots. They weren't really human beings, but they look like human beings. They had skins on them. And if you think I'm fucking lying, go to my shorts on my YouTube page. There is a company, I played the clip of them. They actually have a robot that they are selling as a fucking girlfriend. And you can change her face and interchange it. If you have a picture of a woman that you want it to look like, they will give you different faces you can slap on and off. Her body has a skin on it that feels like normal skin. So she feels more like a real person, and she talks and everything else. Now, when she talks, she does talk very robot-y, but as they get ready to create more, it will get more, what do I want to say? Not professional is not the word. It will become more advanced in the creation that they have made. But right now, they have a fucking robot that has a face on it, a wig, a weave. She has soft skin, goddamn titties and everything. And then they're telling you she can be your assistant. She can be your companion. They even say she can be your girlfriend. It's on my shorts. Go watch it. I'm not making shit up. It's amazing to me that y'all don't know that all of this stuff already goddamn exists. Shout out to you, Chan. Did I say that right? Chan Edwards. Thank you for the super chat. Have you heard of Mrs. Katita Dean? A Walk with the Ancestors? No, I have not heard of that. It's a book. It's a book, or it's a link to something, a video. I ain't never heard of that. So again, look, I tell you in the great words of the Goody Mob, you can listen to me now, believe me later on. Okay? Now, when all this shit I just said, you can tell me who the fuck making shit up. Now, if anybody know me, when have y'all ever known me to say some shit that I didn't show you, or that I didn't show you that it already exists, or we haven't played a clip of it? I'm not going to all that tonight, but if you have watched me over the years, I've actually pulled up the clips of these things. But it's okay. I got a video coming for y'all, and you can act like it's not real or it's not, but it is. The world is changing. And once AI takes over, one of the biggest problems that Bill Gates has been screaming is depopulation. Depopulation. They will not need as many people on the earth because they don't need you to work jobs, because that's all they've ever looked at us as, workers and slaves to this society. So you need depopulation. That agenda is still on the table too. And I'll tell you something else. I don't know if you want to receive it, but it's not no made up shit. Part of why the LGBTQ situation, I know Trump is going in at that, but that's not going to never change. Transgenders are here. That's the way that it is. It's okay for him to say we're going to take that out of the school because there isn't going to be any schools, okay? But with the transgender movement and all of these hormone blockers for children that they have pressed on the children, when you mess up a child's hormones as they start to develop, guess what? You have reproductive problems. So if you get rid of the older generation through depopulation or through something that you put out there, then you're left with the younger generation. If all of their ability to reproduce is messed up, now you can control the population. Okay. And the way they're going to control it, and you might think I'm making this up too, but you should go look it up. There's actually a facility that right now they are working on their technology. Now, it's not a lie. You can look up on the news. They've already cloned a kid years ago. I think it was in the UK or something. Don't quote me on the place, but they cloned a kid and said we successfully cloned our first baby. Okay, so they cloned a kid. You know, they've been cloning animals. Those are facts. That's not some made up shit. If you think it's made up, you just live under a rock and you should go read some shit. But they have cloned the first baby, so that's not been an issue. But there is a facility that is working on taking two people's DNA. So it could be two men, two women. You can be same sex. That doesn't matter. And they take your DNA and they actually clone and make a baby from your DNA. And that baby will be incubated in an artificial womb. So basically you will go to a facility. They will take your DNA, you and the person, they will create whatever it is, the cells from it. They birth a baby from that. The baby's going to be incubated and made and created in the artificial womb. When your baby is ready, come back and get their ass. So babies won't be born the normal way. That's why they're messing up everybody's reproductive system now. I know y'all gonna say that sound far-fetched, but the facility is a real one. Go and look it up. Go look it up. Go look up facility to create babies through artificial wombs. Go look it up. It exists. It's not ready to go now. They are working on the technology and putting it all together because they know where we're going. So again, that's that depopulation. So what we should be worried about, while you so worried about the AI, your ass ain't gonna get to enjoy the AI but so long. You're gonna see this new world come about, but you will not be the beneficiaries of this new world. Depopulation is still a part of this plan. So I'm going to drop the link. I don't know if anybody wants to say anything, and in dropping the link, and if somebody come up here, you got 5 minutes. I'm taking one call at a time. That's it. If anybody want to say something, maybe you'll come up here and tell me I'm crazy. I'm gonna just laugh at you and say whatever. But how many of you know this? Let me throw this last thing out there. If you haven't been paying attention to the news, they have the so-called flu running around everywhere now. They have shut down schools because of the flu. They claim the measles is out there, and they're telling people that death is happening because of it. We grew up with the measles, and the measles did not kill people. So I'm not understanding why measles is such a bad thing right now. The flu is so rampant out there, this special flu they say that's out there, that they're actually closing down school facilities right now and sending kids home. And recently in one school district, 2 young girls have died from the flu. They died from it. I believe it's the bird flu that they claim is the bird flu. Although we have had scientists, maybe you want to listen to them, versus when we had the pandemic, scientists already said that the bird flu cannot jump from person to person, that a person has to be in contact with animals and things of that nature. But if they're not, and they start to tell you that it jumps from person to person, that's because they have created something that they're giving you because that's not how this works. It cannot morph into something that jumps from humans to humans. And this is what doctors have said. Okay. And so you can go look that up on the news. I know that it's quiet. People are not being fearmonger, but part of why you're not hearing about it is because Trump shut down the CDC. He said, I don't want you out here telling people shit, fearmonger. So you haven't heard a lot about it, but it is on the news. Go look up bird flu. You'll see schools are closing. If you ain't got kids, maybe you don't know about it. And people are passing away. And in one school district, I just seen the news channel the other day, 2 girls in the same school passed away from the flu. 2 young girls. Let me see. We do got one person up here, so let me bring you up. We got T right in the house. How you doing?
Hey, what's up, Mix?
I'm good. How you doing? I was about to say your mic ain't working, but we good. We good.
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
I'm gonna try to call you right back.
Okay. And let me see. I'm gonna put here. I'll remove you out and then come back up and see if it connect. If he can hear me, he probably couldn't hear me. So let me put it in here. If anybody want to come up here, if not, I said what I got to say tonight. We go talk about some more. Of course, we will have our Saturday call in, you guys. I will be back tomorrow to have a couple more things to talk about. But there goes the link. If anybody has their opinion, they want to ask a question, they got something to say, then you can click the link. This is not a panel style. We just each caller got 5 minutes. It's an interesting topic. So if y'all have something you want to say, I want you to be able to come up and say something. Let me see. We got Slim's World in the house. How you doing, Slim?
All right, how you doing, Michi? Long time listener.
I'm good.
All right, all right. Real quick, I had mentioned it in the chat, but you was talking, and plus it's just so much going on, information being spread. But one of the things I had said in the chat was, do y'all remember those casket liners that was getting shipped in some years back by the
Yep.
boatload?
Yep.
Whatever happened to that, and what was those for?
I agree with you, and they were putting in boatloads of, if you guys don't remember what he's talking about, these were casket liners, and they're the kind of liners that are used in like casualties of war, because it fits more than one body. It's not for an individual, it's like for them to dump a couple bodies in. And they had a bunch of them that they were putting in different places, and my understanding is, you know how they have like fields and military bases and land, they just actually brought them in on a train. There was videos of them coming in, thousands of them. They placed them on land, and they're just sitting there. And the question is, what do they have them for? I agree.
Yeah, because they kind of looked like porta potties if you weren't really paying attention to them.
Yeah.
And I remember this guy, he was like on a show, and he actually laid in one of them, and he was showing how deep and wide it was. And he was like, this is definitely meant for more than one body.
Yeah. Well, that's what they are. They're like they're the FEMA coffins. So they're not about cuteness. They're not even about, burying somebody right. It's actually about being able to put quite a few bodies in one so you can clean up the casualties. That's what those are for. They're FEMA coffins.
Right. And then another thing I had said was about the Georgia Guidestones, even though they knocked them down now, but all that stuff that you're talking about, depopulation and everything like that, it was all on those Georgia Guidestones.
Yeah. And I think that when it happens, remember the World Health Organization told us not too long ago, they said it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And
when
the next pandemic, disease X, will be worse than COVID. And my question is, how do you know this? And if y'all been working all these years to stop pandemics, like, why would it be worse? It should be getting better. But they just told us that straight to our face. So yeah.
Right. And then just one last thing before I get off, I'm gonna respect the 5-minute rule. But have you noticed anytime that they build a Walmart and let's just say it goes out of business, they never knock the Walmarts down, they still standing?
You're right about that. They do. And matter of fact, I've seen them then put barbed wire fence around it so people can't come up in it. And the funny thing is that in some of them, I don't know if you guys have peeped this, but I have watched where like they'll have a fence up. It's a closed Walmart, but there's a security guard or something, somebody always patrolling the grounds. For what? It's closed.
Right.
There's nothing in there, y'all say. You're right.
And another thing is the barbed wire is backwards to where you can get in, but you can't get out.
Right.
So that's kind of a head scratcher. But I'm gonna go ahead and let somebody else get on. I just wanted to chime in and tell you that I'll support your show, love everything you do. I watch you a whole lot when I can catch you.
Well,
and I'll just keep doing your thing. Thank you.
Thank you for the support. Thank you for coming up, brother. Have a good night.
All right, you too. Thank you.
All right, let me see. We got Casey. We're gonna bring up Kate. Let me read this. Swedish person says AI is the embodiment of the fallen angels. Yeah, embodiment of something, but a lot of people don't want to hear this stuff. They really don't, and they're like, again, ignorance is bliss. I know that some of what I'm saying, people think is far-fetched, but nothing I've told y'all tonight is not something I made up off the top of my head. Like, there is evidence of these things. It's been admitted they exist. These things are going on. Anything I said tonight, you could go look it up. You could go look up universal basic income. You can go look up the labs that I'm talking about. You can go see the AI in the prisons. You can go and see that Amazon has permits to deliver stuff with drones. You can go see that there are public schools right now that are using AI to teach kids, and there's no teachers in the class, just babysitters. Like, nothing I've said can't be fact checked. So I suggest anybody that disagrees or they're like, this is really far-fetched, Michi, you need a tinfoil hat. And that's what you think. Before you think that, I think that you should go do your own research, and you would be amazed at what you will find. And if you don't want to listen, I don't care. I do not care. That's on you. Look, I understand y'all don't want to mess up y'all bliss. Ignorance is bliss, and you don't want to believe this because it's so far-fetched. Now you're going to be stressed. You can't sleep at night. You wonder why you even going to work, what's going to happen to your kids, your grandkids, how your life going to be. Like, take it one day at a time and take a deep breath. That's why I keep telling Americans and all of us, like, if you really wanted to end this, you got to get up and go against the government and the things that they do to us. If you're not going to stand up, the next level of what's coming, there will be no standing against that, because you're not going to get up and fight AI. Them robots will beat our ass and zap us all the way. Well, you ain't about to be fighting no RoboCops. I promise you. So if you ain't gonna do it now, you are going to comply. Welcome to the New World Order. Just take a deep breath and learn how to live in it. All right, we got Casey in the house. Hey, Casey. Your microphone is on me. You got to unmute it. It won't let me unmute.
Oh, my apologies. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing tonight? Thank you, Otis.
I am well, and I hope everybody is well. This is definitely a conversation to be had, and no, she's not lying about anything. It's actually the light stuff. She ain't even touching on the hard stuff. So, you know, this lightweight. If you can't handle this, then really buckle up, Buttercup. Okay, you in for a shaky ride. Have you heard seen the thing with Wendy Williams going on recently?
I did see a little bit about it, but I didn't watch it in depth. You know, I pick and choose what I watch. But wasn't she in some type of like a nursing home facility and she got released from there or had them remove her?
What from what I know at this point, and you know, she is in what she call a luxury prison is the term that she uses. And basically she's in this supposed to be facility home, but she's beating on the window saying, help me, right? The crazy thing about it is I'm on TikTok, and if y'all don't know, the whole world is protesting for America ever since the 20th of January. The whole world, if you go on TikTok, go outside of our media, go outside of our social media, is being blocked and censored. A lot of stuff that's going on, like very censored, and everybody's scared for America because they know that once America go down, they're going down. But basically, some of the people that Trump is deporting, the people, what do they call the immigrants? They are in a hotel like Wendy in. They cannot get out. They are beating on the windows. They're doing everything Wendy is doing. What I'm trying to say is, I believe those are going to be like the smart city, the camps, and I know people don't want to hear it. I know they want to believe the government loves them and all of these things, but she's going through exactly what the immigrants are going through now. Those people are not back in their countries. They are literally in Panama, beating in these hotels, begging for help, saying they won't take me back to America. They writing on paper, and the citizens are putting it on TikTok. In order to see stuff like this, you have to go to World Talk, China Talk, different. You have to go outside of America. You also have to see the protests because they're saying, you know, the dude 420, the dude birthday on 420 with the mustache, the one that Kanye always be, you know, talking about DEF CON and hit to the, you know, blur. I don't want to mess up your thing. It's a shame. This is how you know communism is coming. You can't even be a grown man or woman. You got to be unalive. You see what I'm saying? So they're preparing us, y'all, for the communism, right?
Well, let me tell you something. When it comes to those immigrants, they are people that can be taken in the government just like the kids and do whatever with them, because if they have come over here, nobody knows who they are, nobody knows where they are. They could really take them and say, well, we're taking them, you know, to kick them out of the country, but they can do whatever they want with them people, because who's gonna come looking for them? Nobody. And so, you know,
but what's scary is they taking real citizens now. I don't know if you know that part. They're taking people that are legal, have been legal, paid their way, all of that.
Oh,
and
yeah,
again, you got to go outside. Even black people they done took because we look like them.
If you're an immigrant, you going whether you somebody said stop saying just immigrant, you mean illegal. No, we don't mean illegal.
Illegal, whatever word. Y'all know the word. Y'all know what we saying.
Somebody said no, I actually mean immigrant on purpose. I'm not gonna say illegal because let me say, this is the difference between illegal immigrants and legal ones. Legal immigrants just mean that you came over the border and you came through the right way but you may not necessarily be a citizen yet. You are waiting on a green card. You might be waiting to go to court. You in this country, and it's been 7 years. You are still not a citizen of this country. You might be sitting around on all of these free services. So again, just because you came in legal don't make you a citizen of America yet. And anybody who is the immigrant at this point got to go. They are kicking out the people who came in here legally too. At the end of the day, America need to worry about taking care of its people and nobody else. So unless you are an immigrant that have been in this country for 10 years, lived here, had your kids, you paying your share of taxes, you are in this country and have been here building your life. If you brought your ass over here in the past 5 years, legally or not, go the fuck home. That's how I feel. So,
But that's not true. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's why you got them on the world top. It's black people, you and me, that's being in airplane places that look like them, have the paperwork that they are trying to drag off. They're telling you their stories on TikTok. They're showing you the receipts. And that's the thing about it. Okay. But the reason why I brought the Wendy Williams thing up is because I think they're using her as an example of what's about to come. Because those 15-minute cities, all of this, that what you're saying, I'm in total agreement with it, right? I do believe we definitely going there. But they took her money. Remember when they took her money, she can't even get access to her bank account. Digital currency, just what you were saying. I see where they can program the CBDC. Okay, y'all go and look it up. CBDC. All right, that's the new digital currency. Central banking digital currency is what it stands for. If you want to look it up, it's everything she said, you can look it up. They can program your money like you can buy 2 chickens, no more. You can go to Walmart, not Target. This is where your money can spend, and it's gonna be on the phone. Eventually, here's the scary part. It's gonna be in your body. It's called the mark of the beast, the forehead or the right hand. Michi is telling the truth. The only thing is that I'm going to warn is that that's the mark of the beast. You will worship the beast. You will be transhumanism, because that's where this is going. And they're going to make it look good. You're going to have superpowers. I know this sounds crazy, but you're going to have superpowers just like X-Men. Get it, X? You see a lot of X's nowadays, don't you? X-Men, because your DNA is no longer your DNA, because you're an X-Man, because that's what the Antichrist is going to do to your DNA. So the only way is Jesus out to escape that. Now I know you know about Amici because you say you used to preach, right?
Let me say this to people so they can understand better versus saying like the X-Men, because that's where people take it. They actually are working on where they are on a science where they are trying technology where they're talking about freezing a person's body when you're dead and then taking your head and transferring it onto another body. So like if somebody's brain dead, they're talking about taking your head and putting it onto a new healthy body and then connecting the two, and you have all your thoughts in your brains and being who you are. So they are experimenting with that to see if that works. You can look that up too. It's not like they're doing it now, but there are some very
no, they just came out with a thing where a brain is being a computer is being powered now with human brain cells.
Right, but I'm saying, but as far as actually doing the act of it, there are some very wealthy people who have had their bodies frozen so that once that technology is advanced, they are going to practice on them first to see if it really works. It's a real thing. Some people have actually paid to have their bodies frozen. So they haven't actually done it, but they're talking about seeing if they can do it. So again, if you could take your head off and buy a new body, like you could live forever and never die. That is like some superhuman shit. But
right, scientists when they went too mad.
They try to play God. They doing too much. They doing way too much.
Doing way too much. So listen, y'all, read that Bible, Revelations. If you don't take that forehead, I'm telling you, you can play with the phone and all of this and that. But as soon as they talk about let's put it in your body, nah, we ain't about that life. Nah, we ain't putting nothing in our body.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'll starve.
Well,
but the Bible says that He forces them all, great and small, rich and poor, everything she's talking about, to receive the mark. And you will worship Him, because once you take that mark, you will have no brain. You're going to do what they want you to do remotely. You think MK Ultra off the chain right now? You think Manchurian Candidate off the chain right now? Wait till they put that thing in your body. You will do what they say do. Mitchie, did you hear about what they about to do with prisoners with the chip?
Mm-mm.
They is about to let people out of prison. So they say they can remodify their behavior. They believe that they can, even the pedo people, they believe they can remodify their behavior with this chip so that they can be out in society again. And all they have to do is just, they'll monitor them and track them. All they have to do is put it in. But it's only for felons who's got the death penalty or who has life sentences. Right after they said that, guess who I see on TikTok, child? Casey Anthony.
Casey Anthony, that's that lady that killed her daughter.
Yes, and the moms on TikTok is going ham, telling her, "No, ma'am, it's not happening. No, ma'am, we do not want you here." And I'm wondering, is she a case study? I mean, I'm not trying to be funny or not or whatnot, but it just was funny how after they said this, that's what they're going to do to the prisoners. Okay, she's out, huh?
I'm gonna let you go down, no, because I got some other people in the back that's waiting. But I want to thank you for coming up.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay, let me see. We got somebody else back here in the back. Let me see. We almost into. I'm gonna drop this link one more time, and then whoever up here after that. I do got a couple people in the back. I'm gonna call it a night, y'all. But I will say this about the chip. During COVID, and this you could go look up because you can go look this up. The Pentagon actually created a chip that you can put in your hand, and the chip is supposed to hold like medical information about you. You remember when people were going through the airport and stuff like that, and they had to show the cards to say they was vaxxed or different things like that? Well, they had a chip that the Pentagon created. Now, they never put it to use, but I don't feel like the Pentagon created something that they don't ever plan on using. You know what I'm saying? And so you could go look it up, but the Pentagon created it. There was news articles and legitimate news stories and everything. And it was supposed to be like this chip that you could have that it would actually read, like if you walk through sensors and you go to the airport, it'll say like if you have a fever, if it seems like you might have an infection, because it was during COVID. But you could also put your information on it, like your ID, your name, all of your debit card information. Now, if you go online right now, there's a website that sells these chips. I'll go get the information. I'm gonna put it in my video that I put up tomorrow and show y'all. But there is a website where you can go and buy those little microchips, and it comes with a syringe. And what you do, there is a thing you do online. You do it yourself, and they exist, and you actually put all the information you want to put on the chip, and it comes with a syringe because it's so little, and you actually can put the chip in your hand yourself, and you can use it like you use your phone to tap to show all of your information. So it already exists, and the Pentagon did create one, so that is part of it. I mean, I didn't bring that up in it, but it's so much that you could talk about when we talk about the new way of things being done. But yeah, there definitely is a chip. You know what would be crazy? And I imagine like this, you're going to walk into a store, and you know how when you're trying to steal something, it'll be like beeping. If you try to walk into a local place and you have a fever over a certain temperature, it's going to read your temperature. Y'all don't remember when COVID was going on, you had to go into like government buildings, you had to get your temperature taken before you went in there. Did y'all experience that? I did. And so they would have you take your temperature, and if your temperature was over a certain amount, you couldn't come in there. So imagine going through those detectors and it say your temperature is over a certain amount, so they detect you may have some type of virus that's out there, because they make everything seem like it's so deadly. Now again, they talk about measles and the bird flu being out here. Measles never killed nobody. When I was growing up, people had measles, but go look up in the news, they're acting like measles is about to get everybody and leave y'all laying flat on your back. But imagine walking through there and it goes off and it's red and it says that you have a high fever, and then some people come out the woodworks and be like, you got to be quarantined. And if you be like, you do not have to be quarantined, that's not true. Over in Canada, how many of y'all remember there were hotels, just like they got them immigrants here during COVID? If a person was at the airport or somewhere and they were in another place and they deemed to be sick or had COVID, they had to quarantine, and they would put them in hotels and in places and would not let them go home. That was happening during COVID for real. Y'all, some of y'all was at home, y'all know, but that shit was not a lie. They were making people in Canada, even in the United States. If you were in an airport and you was in the city and you ended up getting COVID and being diagnosed with it, and you weren't at home to go home, they forced you to quarantine yourself in a hotel or something there, and you couldn't leave for 7 days. It's true. All right, we got Kevin in the back. Let me bring up Kevin. Hey, Kevin.
Mitchie, what's happening? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. How you doing?
All right, long time listener. Hey, you right about the AI. And my thing is, now they gonna show niggas why they should have been serious about reparations. Cause reparations would have put us in position to be part of this AI with the money. But they always mass always gotta show niggas what's going on. So that was my take on it right there.
Well, they may give us our reparations now as long as we take it in a digital wallet. It's digital currency. Damn it. Give all black people $1 billion. Who cares? It's digital currency.
Hey, I'm with it.
They might.
I own some now, so yeah, but that was it, Meese. That's all I wanted to say.
Well, thank you. Thank you for coming up and waiting to share that. All right.
It's all good. All right.
You have a good night. Okay. Let me see. Somebody said they love lamb chops. I love lamb chops too. I actually had some the other day. They was really good. I put them on the grill. They so little though. Like you eat a lot and you don't realize you ate the whole pack, and then everybody in the house want to know why you ate them all. Why they so little? Them lamb chops was good as hell. I think I'm gonna go to the store and get some more. See, while you talking, I'm gonna go to Publix up the street and get some more. It's probably 3D printed, but that was good. You gonna get with the program, goddamn. You gonna eat some 3D printed meat. You is, and you gonna fall in love with an AI robot. This is just what it is. It is what it is. You just get with it, all right? I didn't put no barbecue on them though. They was like smoked on the smoker, and I smoked them. And I ain't want no barbecue sauce on them. They was good. Somebody said this ain't funny. We laughing about the lamb chops. We're not laughing about the death, doom, and destruction that is coming. We're not laughing about that. For real, y'all. But let me say this. Don't be moved or be swayed by all of the other stuff. Let me end tonight with saying that, because I don't think nobody else is clicking the link, which is fine with me. But don't be swayed by all of the, the stuff that's, to and fro in the news. Okay, we do got somebody in the back. Let me say this, and I'm gonna bring you up, brother. But it's a bunch of propaganda. It's getting you to look left because over here on the right, they're doing something else. So they're like, look over here, look at all this, look at what's going on. It's a fire right here. And then over here is what they're really trying to do, right? And so just don't get distracted. Keep that in mind. I want every time Trump does something in the White House, and every time they start going back and forth about something being demolished or something happening, I want you to ask yourself, how does this play into the New World Order? Ask yourself, how does this fit into what we talked about? Ask yourself, how do you see this being a part of that? And when you start to look at it in that way, you won't be moved by the emotions they try and send to you, because it will make more sense to you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not worried about any of the systems. Like, who cares about the Department of Education? Not in that vein, but who cares about it going away if you understand the reason it's going away? Now, you can be upset about the fact that they're sending AI to teach our children, and they're going to send our children home. Like, that is something you can be upset about, but be upset about that. Don't be upset that he's shutting down the Department of Education, because if you understand where we're going with AI, jobs, education, it makes sense why he's closing the Department of Education, because the whole way of learning and getting jobs is going to completely be changed. So there's no need for it. It's not needed anymore. You don't need it. So then it makes sense, right? Don't get in an uproar. Now, you can be mad about universal income if you want to, but at the end of the day, don't be mad because you like, he cutting Social Security. They say he finna take away our food stamps. Well, if I tell you he finna replace it with a big ass universal goddamn check, be mad about the universal income and where it's pushing you to, right? Don't be mad about taking away the Social Security thinking you should be angry because that means you're going to be poor and helpless and have no finances, right? Don't be upset. If you're going to be upset, Be upset about the right thing, not the wrong thing. They have our anger and our confusion and our emotions distracted in other areas when that's not really the goal of why they're doing what they're doing. Be upset at the other end, right? Don't be upset about the factories or tariffs or any of that stuff if you're not going to be upset about the fact. Be upset about this. AI finna take all y'all jobs, but maybe y'all okay with not having no jobs. I'm not mad at not having no job and having a big ass check. Maybe you'll learn to live your life. The problem with that is they're not just finna let you live your life. You got to worry about the depopulation aspect of it. You have to worry about losing touch with humanity because children aren't born the same way. You have to worry about the fact that you might be raising some kids right now that later is going to come home and be in love with a fucking robot that he bought. And this is his girlfriend. These are the things you need to be upset about. It's not about having the check and sitting at home, because now you can enjoy your life. Maybe you can figure out what life is about, because we get up every day, we work, we just hustle, and we on a plantation, and you're just existing. You're not living. You're not living. But there are negatives that come with all of this. And those are the things you should be worried about. While we're gaining a check and we're gaining no jobs and some freedom, we're losing our humanity. And that's what you should be concerned about. Anytime a person can't talk to a human being to go to a doctor, remember, these AI have no emotions. They're programmed with answers and responses. They feel nothing. If a police officer is a robot and is told to do what it's supposed to do in this AI, he doesn't give a fuck about your feelings, about the scenario. All he knows is you did the thing he was programmed to do, that if you did this, he was supposed to shoot to kill, and he's not going to have no mercy on you either. I don't know. I just find it really weird, and it just seems devilish that a child is not born out the womb of a woman's stomach anymore. You gonna give me a baby out of a AI womb? Yeah, that I have problems with those things. I have problems with no genders. Everybody can be whatever they want to be, right? I have problems with people who don't know how to deal with one another because we're so used to online dating. Niggas would be catfishing each other. You talk about you in love with somebody and you've been talking to them online for 2 years. How the fuck? We don't even know how to sit down, meet a person, go out to eat, get to know each other. Let's go to the movies, hold hands, fucking have your first kiss and be like, ooh, he kissed kind of nice. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't know how to do that anymore. Everything is so inhumane. Nobody is getting to know each other anymore, and that's going to translate. I think it's sad as fuck that people going to have robot companions. That shit is sad. You're gaining a big ass check. Don't be mad about that. You ain't gonna have to go to work, but we're going to lose our humanity. We definitely are. And with depopulation, a lot of us are going to lose our lives. So that's what you should be upset about. I'm gonna bring up. We got Chan in the back. I remember that name. I think Chan gave a super chat. Hey Chan, you back? Did I say your name right?
Yes, greetings, Goddess Michi. It's spelled Chine, but it's just pronounced Shine.
Oh, it's Sean. Okay.
Yeah, I was gratitude for the last chat, because we was up 8-9 hours.
I know.
And I held my peace all the way to the end just so I can absorb everything. So if I can say this, allow me to grace the stage. You are seriously heard and understood, Goddess Michi. We hear you. And I was the one, I had posed a question real quick, and I'm going to get on with my statement about the governess. We call her the governess, Miss Quitita Dean. She is the sole interpreter. It would be my pleasure to see if we can hook her up with you, or if you allow her to grace your stage after you conversate with her to get an idea of who she is and what type of range she has, because to me, both of you will complement each other, because both of you are powerful matriarchs on the land, but most people don't understand it because they don't know what they're looking at. They think you just a YouTuber out here, on the ground, on the hustle or something. But so I've been absorbing everything that you've been saying regarding the tariffs. And one of the main things that Trump points out, and that because I'm a student of hers, the beautiful Miss Quitita Dean pointed out, she said that the ancestors said that when you hear Trump talk about the merit system, we thinking that, oh, the merit system is coming back, so every man got to stand up on their own 10 toes, and it's all about what you know, not who you know, and it's not a color or a race thing. when in reality, the merit system is the system that's going to come in place when the dollar falls. And the merit system is the system that determines if you've been good or bad. And if and based upon that, it's going to determine the outcome of how much money you get or taken away. We thinking on the front end, oh, it's just coming back to a point of zero prejudice and all fairness and equity and stuff like that. But these people are speaking with a forked tongue, and our ancestors stressed this so much. One of the things that I wanted to highlight is that it's the importance of our women and our men that love their children. That what we saw in 2019 was a pre-trial test run of all of the things that needed to be in place, how the people would react to it being in place, and what they would need to do to further their plans and solidify it in the grand finale of all things. One of the things that I noticed that stands out to me the most at that time was that they was pushing, I call it the hokey pokey shot, just to be a little discreet. And that a lot of us aren't looking into the agenda of what that's all about. But when you look into these other countries that sold their sovereignty of their people over to the World Health Organization, and you see what happened when they declared a pandemic, man, the videos is sad to see. They was running down on people on the street. They was running into your homes. If a mother and father so much as took their kid into a building and it required that they get a COVID shot, no, not even a COVID shot, a test, what do you call that? A test, a pre-test or whatever, to determine if you got it. That test would render a false positive and they'd take the child right there. And so I was like, wait a minute, are we looking at the blueprint of what's going to happen over here? Right? And we just get a chance to see it because of the other countries are already in line with it. And my thing is this here, when Gates spoke about the second pandemic, when all of them spoke about the second pandemic, it made me look more into it. And what I'm finding out is that they basically going to turn the World Health Organization pandemic treaty. It's going to turn the world into a China-style medical police state where sovereign nation states and individuals themselves have no recognized health freedom rights whatsoever. And from that day forward, governments around the world, all they really need to do is to unleash their own cooked up biological weapons. We already heard about the monkeys that ran off, a couple of months ago. Then a couple of years before that, they had some lab monkeys that got away, but they're not too dangerous, as they say. But from that day forward, governments around the world, they're going to unleash their own cooked up biological weapons on their own people to set the provisions of this treaty into motion. The governments are unleashing Nuremberg, and I'm reading this as a note, they are unleashing Nuremberg level crimes against civilians. And that's the new World Health Organization treaty. It grants them genocidal governments the teeth they need to lock down, imprison, and exterminate their own populations. The new pandemic treaty is specific, which the Biden administration went before, what was that, last year? I think they went twice since the pandemic had hit, where they went before the World Health Organization to establish the treaty. And I say the Biden and the Trump administration, because I believe that this guy is really, in fact, I acknowledge that he is the Trojan horse according to our ancestors and what he has proven of himself. So when they unleashed this thing, I thought about it. I said, wait a minute. So this is going to affect the schools. And the way that our ancestors speak through Grandmother Dean is that she said that Trump is the Trojan horse. The economy is going to collapse. They're going to bring in this new system that they already have in place. It's going to be shock and awe because people aren't prepared for it in the way that they should, because they don't listen and they allow themselves to be distracted. The military is going to come to your homes, and under orders, they have orders to kill, but they will not tell us this, but we will see this happening. They're going to come to our homes because they have legal authority to confiscate your children because they wrote it into law. And if you look up the term in loco parentis, you would see findings of that, and you can see where in that one rule they recognize themselves as the parent beside the biological parent. So she said that they're going to come into your homes and they're going to confiscate your children because they feel that they are the parents of your children. They have a better life for them. They're going to send them to boarding schools. And if you don't recognize their gender identity, you know, the AB 665 rule, they're going to implement that rule. And they already have been implementing that rule since before Trump got back into office. And in fact, he has his own biological labs too, because I remember a lot of the politicians saying, no, we don't want to take no hokey pokey that's coming from Trump and this, that, and the third. And then the ancestors told us in the reading that she gave us the layout of who has what and what's really going on. But she said, when they come to your home, if you refuse to comply and to turn over your son, they're going to shoot you dead. And or you're going to go directly to a concentration camp, which means you lose and they get your children. This is what we are headed for. This is what all of these new rules and edicts and stuff is about. And we don't see we only see one side of the coin, but it's two sides of the coin. It's two sides to this treaty. It's the treaty that they tell us about, and it's the real treaty that they don't tell us about. So I say all of that to say is that Michi is not up here for her health. Okay, Michi, everything that the goddess is speaking on is relevant, is true. And if you don't do anything, family, prepare yourselves for the thing that you think won't happen. Find your tribe, find like-minded people. You won't be able to commune and deal with people that have the hokey pokey shot because of the technology in that they are trackable and traceable, and they can have their way with these people in such a way they can become a Manchurian candidate at any time, much like we see in the school system. There is no way that you can have over 200 school shootings in 1 year and it's not the government involved. Ashe.
Well, thank you, Reverend. Thank you for coming up, Sean. I got it right.
Yes, ma'am. Gratitude, Michi.
Good way to just spell that. But I now that you done told me, every time I see it, I'm not gonna forget that.
Okay, and if you happen to breeze through the chat at some point, I put a link in there for the governess, Miss Quatita Dean.
Can you email me her information?
Oh, absolutely. Let me go to my note. Oh, did I clock out?
No.
Oh, I'm still. Ooh.
No, you still here. I could put it in the I could put my email or one of my moderators will put it in the chat and send me an email.
Appreciate you. Much love to the family. Please listen, family. This shit is not a game. We only got a matter of time. And most people ain't gonna be able to hold it together. But for the ones that do, we got to fight on our hands because in most of my dreams and in most of the revelations we get, all of the people that won't comply, the dissidents, will be basically running, ducking, and dodging, and it's gonna be a whole lot of G play, if you know what I mean. But we will win, but we got to stick together.
Let me see. All right. Do you see it? I put it in the chat. You should see it in the chat.
The real Michi. Yeah, I got it, Michi. Gratitude to the mods.
Send me the information. Thank you for coming up, brother.
All right, you're welcome. I appreciate you so much. Always here, always love you. Gratitude.
All right, love you back. Have a good night.
Bye.
I want to address this person. It's the second thing they said here. First of all, why is this white woman on your thumbnail and it say ADOS invented country, rock, hip hop, gospel, and more? ADOS is American descendants of slaves. Why this white lady on the thumbnail? First of all, can you answer that question for me? I would like to know. I'm gonna wait a minute so you can answer me in the chat. I want to know. I want to know. Is you a black person? That's what I want to know. Is you just a black person trying to be funny? That's why you put the white lady. Oh, you an ally. I don't trust allies who go this hard. You remind me of Goddess Masterpiece. You doing too much. How you gonna be a white lady and have that ADOS so you an ally? Okay, so you are a white lady. Okay. Well, let me say this to you because you've been an ally for years. That's fine, but that doesn't mean that you have to put, ADOS in your name. Why is that your name online? That's doing a bit much. I've been around a lot of so-called allies all my life doing work in the streets, and the ones like y'all just seem strange. Like, your people have issues too, and there's things going on. And instead of rallying for that, it's one thing to support, but the fact that you have ADOS in your name, that's just a lot. That's a lot. It's a lot. You're doing a lot. It's giving like single white female. You see that movie? But let me say to you, lady, let me say this to you, because you must be new over here. I know you probably ain't been with me very long, but I don't like when people come into my chat and ask me that question. You said earlier, what's with the fear mongering, but what is the solution? First of all, who told you that I'm obligated to give you a solution? Let's just start there. Like, I get tired of the people who turn around and want to say to you, just because you are giving them the answer to something, that I have to also give you the solution. Like, y'all kill me with that. Y'all always deflect from everything. You said fear mongering. This is not fear mongering. This is telling people how to see things in the way that they are. I speak for me. As far as anybody who came up on the panel, they speak for them. But all of the things that I have said is not fear mongering. They are facts. They exist. You can go look them up. You can see that they are there. So I'm going to speak for the things that I have said. Okay. Some of the things the caller said, you can go look up some of the stuff that they're talking about too. There was a treaty with the World Health Organization. Have you bothered to stop and go fucking read it before you say somebody is fear mongering? I did. Okay. So I will say this to you, in your comment, why do you come over here and ask somebody what is the solution? So just because I give you, I'm telling you that these are all things that are implemented. I'm supposed to have a solution to what? Stop AI? Ma'am, you sound crazy. It's my job to give you a solution to how we're going to stop AI. I'm supposed to give you a solution to how it is that we are supposed to not allow the department to turn around and have education, teach our children a certain way. It's my job to deal with the way that y'all feel about tariffs and all the fear mongering behind that's going on. It's my job to combat the stock market for you. It's my job to do what? I hate when y'all come over here and y'all say, what's up with the fear mongering? Where are all the solutions? And you said it twice, and you said solutions. You said I wasn't asking for a solution. I was saying that solutions just come after the problem is diagnosed. No, don't play with my intelligence, ma'am, because that's not what you said. I could drop the link if you would like to come up here and have this conversation verbally, but that's actually not what the fuck you were saying. What you said is, why are the fear mongering but no solutions? And you're actually saying exactly what the fuck I said you said. You're just saying it a different way. I wasn't asking you for a solution. I was saying that solution should come after the problem is diagnosed. So you're saying that now that I'm diagnosing the problem, I should have a solution. That's what the fuck you said. That's what you're saying right there. Why don't you have a solution? I don't know. Y'all white people love to put our names in your shit. You an ADOS advocate. I'm surely that in all your white majesty, you have the answer. You tell us the solution. I'm going to put it on the screen. We're waiting for you to give us the solution. How about that? Would you like the link? You could come and tell us the solution. There you go. That's for the Becky in the chat. Because surely you have a solution. You have a solution for us, right? I love chemistry. That's my solution. Ma'am, that's not a solution. Don't bring your white privilege over here on my chat anymore and thinking because you have ADOS inside of your title that you get to come over here and speak to other ADOS people at any given time. Let's be clear about that, okay? If you're going to come over here, this is the one thing about y'all. You bring your asses into other people's space as an ally and you talk too much. Nobody ever taught you as an ally that you should come in the room and you should shut the fuck up. Did anybody ever teach you that? See, that's the problem with y'all so-called allies. Y'all always want to come in the room and be the person to be seen in the conversation and to be heard. Now, if you don't know where you are, my name is Michi motherfucking X, and I give solutions all day long and every day. Every time I give a video, I give solutions to people about the things that they should be doing. But if you are asking me for a solution and how it is that I think that we should go about fighting the government for a plan that has been implemented by the powers that be. And if you knew anything, Miss Whitey, you would know that the powers that be are not even the government. It's people who are over the government, right? And they actually run this country and tell them what to do. If you're asking me to input a plan that is actually going to stop all of that, that's really not my job, okay? I've given my people solutions all day long, and maybe you should go and tell your people some solutions, because when the shit hits the fan, it won't be about a color or about a race. That's what I can offer you in information, is that they won't just be coming for us ADOS or us Black folks. They'll be coming for everybody. So as I tell my people in the solutions I always give, y'all don't want the solution, man. You down with chemistry? Are you down with bullets? Are you down with the January 6ers? Are you down with standing up to your government? If you're not, then you should shut the fuck up, because y'all don't want the real fucking solution, okay? So at this point, the solution is, I suggest you get with like-minded people. And ma'am, I'm going to tell you that just because you have a Black boyfriend or maybe a biracial child, I would suggest to you that ADOS are not your people. So please don't try and go hunker down with a bunch of them. Go find your people, okay? But I suggest that people go and find groups of people that they are like-minded with. And I suggest that you learn to live off the grid and you learn to not depend or need this government. Now, if you've been around me long enough, you would know I give solutions all motherfucking day long. But I hate when y'all come in here and ask me for the solution just because I am addressing the issue that was created when I was a child. But you expect me to have an answer just because I can articulate it and open the people's eyes to it or take you down the rabbit hole of what's going on? You sound crazy. Bitch, get the fuck out my chat. Go be an ally somewhere else. I don't do allies. Y'all motherfuckers rub me wrong, whether we're in the streets or whether we're in a room together, or y'all claim y'all want to march with us. The fact that you have ADOS in your title next to your big ass white face is really pissing me off. You think that it's some type of a support of ours? It's actually kind of disrespectful. That's the problem with y'all allies. You don't know when you cross the line in your disrespect. Get our label from next to your white ass face, because you're not an ADOS. Do that. That's the solution I have for you, ma'am. Other than that, shut the fuck up talking in my chat, okay? With your dumb ass name. There we go. We're going to help you not speak here never more again. Come back in your next life when you're a Black woman, all right? This is what y'all ally people do. Y'all got me fucked up. This is what y'all do. Come around here with your big ass mouths. You think you're the savior of everybody. Why don't you have an answer, white woman? What is your answer, ma'am? We would like to know. Oh, I blocked you. You can't say nothing else, so I guess you can't give us your answer. All right, everybody. Everybody have a good night except for that lady. We get out of here. I love y'all, except for that white lady that was just in here. Everything I say is for all of y'all but her, okay? Let's be clear. Go play on somebody else's page, ma'am. I don't got time. I do not got time. All right, y'all. I'm gonna get out of here. Thank y'all for all of the super chats, everybody. I wanted to say shout out. I did miss Miss Gloria. She sent a Cash App earlier, so let me make sure I shout her out if you are still in the chat. Shout out to Gloria. Thank you, everybody, for all of the super chats. Thank you for the people who came up and chimed in. We will have a deeper conversation on this and many other things on Saturday. We'll do our call-in. I will be back tomorrow. We will have a live, a regular live like this one. And then Saturday, we will do our call-in as we always do. If you guys don't know, we do our Saturday call-ins. We are continuing to try and get the panel right, where everybody can talk. We're not talking over each other. We're working on it. We are work in progress. We're going to get there, though. I love y'all. I enjoy the conversations with y'all, but we got to get it together. Y'all be coming up acting like some unruly children on Saturdays sometimes. But I need y'all to stop it. So we'll figure it out. I will be back tomorrow at 10 o'clock. At 10 o'clock tomorrow. It's 10 o'clock every night. Even for the Saturday, it's going to be at 10 o'clock. Okay. So, all right, y'all. I'm going to get out of here. If any of y'all did not appreciate watching all of these commercials, you can a shout out to Faith with the last super chat of the night. Thank you for that. You can go in the description of this YouTube video and you can get your subscription to MX Network and you can watch these shows and be in the chat right along with us. And you do not have to watch any of the commercials. We have a chat and everything else over here as well. So that is up to you if you don't want to watch the commercials. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good night. She did say something. They blocked her. Yeah, I blocked her ass. She gonna have to make another chat another troll account to come on back. I blocked her. And very rarely do I block people, but I felt like the white side of me needed to block the white lady. You remind me of my racist ass auntie who trying and go too hard for black people, but you really don't like them. Susie, is that you? Auntie, don't be fucking playing on my page, bitch. So I gotta go. Y'all have a good night. I'll see y'all tomorrow.